Bam. Oh, look at that. I made it before it turned 9:01. Sweet. And I am muted. Sweetness. All right. Cool. That's done. Slacking on the email. Maybe I'm not getting an email this time. All right. Set that down then. So what's up? Another Friday. Another live stream. What's up, Pedro? What are you up to? Got a sleeping dog over here. About to be snoring dog. No, she's looking at me. Nah, I forgot to turn that damn black light on. What the hell is that? There's a damn dump truck or a garbage truck outside or something. That's weird. Need a beer? Yeah, me too. I haven't had a beer in like 3 weeks. Something like that. I don't know. I've had 6 sitting in the fridge for like 3 weeks. But we all know 6 is not enough. So that's why they're still in the fridge. Might have to break into them tonight. I don't have much drink left here. But we'll get around to that. Well, hopefully not. I want to kind of save those 6 beers for a while. But whatever. Que sera, sera. Ooh. So what's everybody been up to all week? It's what, my second live stream in a row where I was on time. Like actually went on time. That's weird. Hey, what's up, Pilo? Is that the stupid email? It is. You are now live on your channel. Thanks, YouTube. You're 3 minutes late or 2 minutes late or something. Yeah, appreciate that, Pilo, swinging by. So I guess I can. Yeah, what the hell? I'll just get throw that in there. Anybody wants to hop on, go for it. If you don't, that's cool too. My first live stream by myself. Oh, not by myself. I got the pepper dog. Completely passed out on the couch. Maybe twitching a little. But she's always wanted to be on the live streams. You want to be on a live stream? We'll do it later. Yeah, so what everybody do today? Have fun? Work's over? Don't, or I don't know. Anybody got any good plans for the weekend? I don't. I got, well, the hole in the roof is now fixed. Or was fixed, and then it was leaking so freaking bad. It was raining inside my house. I got a video I made about that. And what day is this? Friday. So yesterday, the roofing guys came out and ripped off half the entire roof, threw that in, their dumpster, and then papered it, and then came back today and shingled it. So technically, I shouldn't have any more leaking, but like, almost the entire ceiling fell in that back bedroom. So that's fun. What's up, JDS? Damn. Patriots hanging with grandma. I think my grandma was 92 when she died. I think she was like, when the hell did that accident happen? I think when she was like 87 or something like that. She was in a car wreck. She was coming from Florida, I think, to here. But on the way, my uncle uncle was driving, my aunt, I don't know, aunt or uncle was driving, one of them, and they ended up getting into some sort of accident. She went to the hospital. I don't think she ever got one before, and I don't know. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I know she got her very first flu shot and like immediately just started falling into dementia. Like couldn't even recognize like any of us anymore. Oh, wait, did she? I can't remember. Maybe I didn't. No, I don't think I saw her much. I think my dad went down to see her, and she didn't recognize him. I don't think I ever went down there because I was in Florida. I think he flew down there or something. But hell yeah, man, grab a beer. But yeah, I think she went downhill really quick because she was sharp as a tack all the way until that accident, and then she just went downhill quick. And then I think like 92, she died. Either that or the accident happened at 92 and she died a couple years after that. I don't know. Oh man, I forgot all about that kind of stuff. I don't have kids, so I wouldn't have gone to a pumpkin patch. Or wait, did I? No, that wasn't a pumpkin patch. That was a turkey shoot. That was nothing like a damn pumpkin patch. That's a funny story. Yeah, well, that was, I guess, a couple of years ago now. My sister called me up and was like, "Hey, I'm going to pick you up and take you to a turkey shoot." And I was like, "All right." Because my nephew he wanted to shoot. And my sister did too. And so I got to watch the other two kids while that happened. And I was like, all right, cool. That sounds like fun. So she came over, picked me up, and went there. Well, this was right after her and her husband separated for crazy reasons, and which nobody really knew about at the time. So we show up, and I think it was our church putting on this event. I didn't realize until we were ready to leave, and like we're walking to the car, and it like clicked in my head, like, oh yeah, like they just got separated, and now she shows up at some church event with some guy that they don't know. I mean, it was her brother, but still, the whole time I was getting these evil eyes from all these people. It was hilarious because I kept seeing it. I had sunglasses on and everything, so I just do that, like looking out of the corner of my eye kind of thing. And I remember, like, I just kept getting like old ladies and like old guys and like people that weren't my sister's friends. They just all kept giving me the evil eye. And then, yeah, it turns out like, yeah, well, they probably think like I'm dating her now. And it was like, I think it was like a month or two after they actually broke up. So it was pretty quick. But oh man, that sucks. So she's going through that same stuff. What up, Schaller? What up, Fury? Yeah, it's bad seeing people that you've seen your entire life, like right, I don't want to say it's towards the end, but you know what I mean? Like when that happened to my grandma, I was like, man, that freaking sucks. Like that lady, she would go running, and then later in life, she would go walking. Like she always would go for a walk. And she lived on this big, well, back before she moved to Florida, but when she lived west of me, there was this big like circle, and it was probably like maybe a mile for the entire thing. And she would walk like, I don't even know how many of them but she always stayed active. I remember, yeah, until that one time, that was way before she moved to Florida. She was getting into a boat and fell and broke her hip. I remember that. That was the only thing I think like ever was like physically, like any kind of, well, ailment, illness, anything like that. I think that's the only thing I ever remember hearing my entire life. So, but yeah, she was pretty cool. Outlived 2 husbands. Because my real grandfather died, 56? And then she remarried after that to the guy that I knew as my grandfather, who was like my step-grandfather. But yeah, it always sucks when that happens. Nice. What's up, Paula? That's good. YouTube's all goofy, man. Sometimes you get notifications, sometimes you don't. Sometimes it just comes up in your subscription list, sometimes it doesn't. Last week we had a problem. I noticed it on my end first, and then I started talking to other people, and they all said they had the same problem of like, hey, I'll just give a thumbs up, and you give a thumbs up, and 5 seconds later it would disappear. And I talked to a pile of people. It was mixed though. It was like some people were saying, yeah, that's been happening to me, and other people were like, I have no idea what the heck you're talking about. But looks can be deceiving. You talking about me, Fury? Never get a problem notifications on your phone. Sometimes mine are mixed on my phone. They usually come up, but what it'll do is sometimes it'll ding and then blink the blue light. And sometimes it won't ding. But otherwise, I usually do get a notification on my phone. I usually see the little blue light flash, and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And then I look, because it didn't make any noise. And then I look, and it's like, oh, someone's alive. Because that's normally the people that I ring the bell for, are the people that go live. That way I can know, hey, they're going live. And that way I can tune in. But here we go. Now we're going into puppy dreams. Let's see, move this sucker. Oh, yeah. See the mouth moving. Not the nose. Oh, man, she stopped. Every time I point the camera at her, she stops. There you go. She's starting to move her mouth a little bit, nodding her head. Ah, what a good belly. Oh, that's right. That's why that's like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, were those airplanes or UFOs, Scheller? Nice, Polly, you got a job. Sweet. I'm still looking for one myself, but I won't get a job at Taco Bell, though. Can't. Well, I guess I could, but it's so far away. And by far away, I mean 16 miles. See, that's a problem when you move down here. Everything's so close that like you're like, I'm not going 4 miles down the road to the next town. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'll stay in my own town. I told my sister that when she moved here, which is a funny story because she was traveling like an hour and 15 minutes to go to a party, which when I lived in Pennsylvania, we'd travel 2-3 hours to go to a party. It's not even that, big of a deal. And we wouldn't think anything of it. But then again, gas was cheaper back then. But my sister moves here and she's like, yeah, I'm going to a party. And she tells me where it is. I'm like, dude, that's like an hour and like 15 minutes away. Why are you doing that? She's like, oh, it's no big deal. And I told her the same thing. I'm like, man, now that you live here, you're going to like get so used to everything being so close. You're like, I'm not going 4 miles down the road for that. And she's like, nah, I will never do that. Like, I don't mind driving. Like 2 years later, like almost to the day, I remember we're in our town. And literally, like, the next town over was, like, where we lived there. It was only, like, 2 miles down. Or, no, she was talking about the next town down, which would have been, like, 6 miles. She was like, nah, I'm not driving that far. That's way too far. I was like, haha, gotcha. Always happens. I don't think I've ever had a Mexican pizza. Well, from Taco Bell. Or wait, I don't know if I've ever had a Mexican pizza. Maybe it was the name pizza that turned me off because I don't like pizza. I'd eat a Mexican pizza, though. I love Mexican food. Wait, what? Where did I miss that? wait, I was trying to figure that out. What does that mean, JDS? Stray cat went to the greenhouse just now. You're picking leaves for the chickens, and he decided to have himself one too. What? What? Leaves or peppers? Yeah. Well, it's lame. It's super easy. But yeah. Well, I was gonna say like it might. Well, he said it all. I was gonna say it might be lame, but at least it's pretty easy. Oh, but super easy money. But I bet it's super easy work too. I never minded working in a restaurant. Like, I loved when I worked at the pizza joint up the road, man. I don't even like pizza, but I loved it. I love the smell of pizza. That stuff's great, especially when you get that crust browned. Which we barely had a crust. We put the sauce all the way to the very edge of the pizza, so there was like almost no crust. But I loved working at that pizza joint. I ran that place, man. Like it was so great. I was like very good friends with the owner. He was just like whatever. Like it was like laissez-faire, man. Like eat whatever you want. Like I was always taking home like a salad or a sub because obviously I'm not eating pizza. I took home a calzone one time. I was like, I've never had a calzone. I bet they're kind of good. And I took it home and it was so freaking gross. I ended up like giving it to my dad. I think they were here visiting. JDS, you got a holy shite. You got an interview with Tesla and it's 2.5 hours away. So does that mean like every time you go to work, you would have to like drive 5 hours total, like 2, and then from work? Whoa. That's crazy. I was looking for a job. My mom sent me a picture. Like she was here visiting and she left and she sent me a picture of a billboard. And I looked at it and right at first I'm like, well, that sounds like a fun job. Like working for the power company, like hanging off the poles and like putting up lines and stuff. I'm like, that sounds like fun, man. Like I love electricity. And I love working like the higher electricity, the more fun. Like I like working with 240 more than like 110. I definitely don't even like working with like 12 volt. But I was like, man, that sounds like a good job. And then I looked at where it was, 5 hours away from me. I'm like, man, that doesn't even make sense. If you work an 8-hour day, that's 18 hours right there, which gives me like, 6 hours to eat, go to sleep, get up, get dressed and ready, and then leave the house. I was like, what the hell? There's no way in hell I'm driving 5 hours one way. I was in Richmond, Virginia, which is like halfway from here to Pittsburgh. Maybe it's 4 hours. Whatever. Well, it doesn't matter. 4.5, 5 hours. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, if you get a job at Tesla, man, hook me up with a older Tesla. What's the one? Man, I don't know my Teslas. I just saw some dude rebuild one though. They bought a totaled one at a insurance auction, and it was really not. Well, I guess it was kind of totaled. The like A arm was ripped off on the front wheel. It needed a new subframe, but one of their friends had an old subframe that they just gave them. What the hell was that? That was Sam Crack, CRAC, on YouTube. It was him and Rich something, the Tesla rebuilding guy. He's like one of the first people that totally rebuilt a Tesla. And I think he took like 2 Teslas and rebuilt them, 2 wrecked Teslas and rebuilt them into one working one. And I think he was like the first person on YouTube to do it. Wait, where did I leave off? Management makes $15 an hour. That's not bad. For up there, that's not bad. For down here, it's because everything costs so much more. And I'm not joking. Everything costs so much more down here. Like I had a couple friends come down and they're like, "Oh, let's go on vacation." Well, they went to Burger King and they were like, "What the hell?" This was like 15 years ago. And they're like, "What the hell, man? Like $10 for a freaking value meal and it's small?" And I'm like, "Yeah, welcome to the beach, man. Everything costs more here. Rent costs more. So obviously you're going to cost, it's going to cost more for your Whopper." And then they complained about, they came to see me, or wait, yeah, I think, yeah, they came up like during the day while I was working and drove all the way up north where I work, where the wild horses are. And they stopped at that Burger King, which is, it's the only fast food place in this entire town. And they had strict rules because the town didn't want a fast food place there. They want all mom and pop type restaurants because it's the beach. So they came up, got Burger King on the way, and then drove all the way up, saw me, saw my work and stuff, and then drove back. And on their way back, they wanted to get a couple more burgers or whatever. They stopped and it was closed. And they're like, who the hell closes at like 4:30 in the afternoon when it's Burger King? I'm like, dude, they're only open for lunch. Like they're allowed to open at like 11:30 and they got to close by like 12:30 or 4:30. Or maybe it was 3:30. But yeah, they were so mad. I'm like, it's the freaking beach, man. Like, if you go down the beach more, you could go to Burger King, and they're open all night. But, geez, I don't know. I'm like they had like very restrictive. This is a different town. This is the town I live in. They had really restrictive things that Walmart had to do before they let Walmart come here. Like they had to make it beach-like. Like it couldn't just look like a big Walmart. Like it had to look beach-like and like all kind of different stuff. Wait, where did I leave? Oh, the cat ate the leaf. That's why I would never let my chickens in my greenhouse. These dang things would go in there and just start eating like entire plants, man. Cat was feeling a little nippy. Traffic's crazy in the Bay Area. I hear traffic's crazy everywhere. Like in the summertime here, especially check-in day, traffic is absolutely insane. Like you're going to go 20 miles. Okay, we'll prepare to wait for like, 4 hours just to get there because there's 1 2-lane road that gets there. Wait, where did I go? Oh, Fury. Once the heroin kicks in, I won't be feeling fat from a triple stacker king. I haven't had Burger King and they closed that Burger King I was talking about, by the way. I haven't had Burger King in probably 2012. I had Burger King last just because I was working down there. I had to have gone by. I'm pretty sure I did because I was so disappointed by the fries. Like McDonald's fries I hate McDonald's, but you got to admit, like until they get cold, their fries are like one of the best. Although Five Guys was pretty good fries. Wendy's has awesome fries. But Burger King, not so much. They kind of suck. Job hopping. Can't find a good job. Hey, as long as you got a job to hop to, that's good, man. I'm still looking for a stupid job. Hell, those guys that came and fixed my roof. Like, I was going to go out there. Well, I don't think they spoke English, but I was going to go out there and ask them if they were hiring. I don't mind hopping on a roof. Might have to do a couple shots before I do it just to, like, calm my nerves a little bit. I had a panic attack when I had to go up on the roof the last time. I don't know what the hell happened to me. I just kept... It's my old age, man. I just turned 41. I just kept getting visions of falling off the roof. And not just falling off the roof, because that's not a big deal. It's not that far down. I kept getting visions of falling off the roof and like getting impaled by something, like just jabbing me through the stomach or something. Ugh. I went to get off the roof and literally just sat there for like 20 minutes, just sitting there going, it's okay, man. You got on the damn roof. You can get off the roof. I seriously contemplated just jumping off. I don't know what the hell my problem was, man. Part of it was like right after the hurricane and there was stuff everywhere. Like the entire roof, there was not 1 square inch that didn't have stuff all over it. Oh, right here. The one with the pretzel bun. Oh, man, I never even heard of that one. Yeah, is that his name? Rich Rebuilds? Yeah, it was definitely a guy named Rich, and it was Sam Crack. There actually was Sam Crack and a different dude. And then, like, they played it off like they just were driving down the street and saw Rich and, like, picked him up and asked him for help. which I thought that whole thing was funny because they were like jabbing at each other the whole time. That was grade, what, 2 or 3 videos, something like that. That was pretty good. I don't even think I subscribed to Sam Crack, but, or no, maybe I do. I don't know. Has he put out a video lately? I haven't seen one in a while. Last I'm eating out for a few months. I don't mind eating out. I always just get it to go, so I don't have to tip. I'm cheap like that. If I was going with somebody else, I don't mind. But when you're by yourself, man, like, well, I look like that lonely person. Like, well, like at least my Mexican restaurant has a bar, so at least I could sit there instead of like a booth by myself. But yeah, I go there all, well, I haven't been there in a while, but when I would go there like, and just, I'd call them on my way. By the time I'd get there, my food's ready. I don't have, well, I'd throw a tip in every so many times I went, but for the most part, you don't really have to tip because they didn't really do anything. What's up, Loki? How are you doing? How far are the wild horses from me? Call it 30 miles. Well, anywhere from 25, 30 miles, something like that. Now that I say it like that, it sounds like a lot, but I used to drive to where those almost to where the wild horses are every single day for a decade from here. It's like 28 miles will take you like an hour. Well, bank on an hour. Because if you leave early, like if you leave for work, usually the traffic was coming out. So I was going in while traffic was coming out. And then when I was going out, they were coming in. So it kind of worked out pretty good. That didn't work. Yes, I'm keeping a stupid fan on. It's so freaking hot. I actually had the door open a little bit earlier. It's closed now. But it was really not. What the damn temperature is? It's probably like in the 60s or something. I'm pretty sure it's not 72. Come on. 65, it says. So it's probably 68. This stupid temperature is never right on my phone. Whatever. Oh, geez. Oh, man. That's a good question. Wait. You're right. I haven't seen Alberta Pepper in a while. That's Alex, wasn't it? I always try to remember everybody's name. I think that was Alex, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I miss his intros. His intros were great, man. What was it like? What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I miss him. Like, he went to China to visit his wife's family, and then he came back, did a couple videos here and there. Oh, that's probably what it is, because he was like one of those videos that popped up. I was like, dude, where you been? Like, what's going on? And or maybe I asked people in the live stream. I can't remember if I asked him or if I asked the live stream or something, but he was just working a lot. And so, but nah, I don't think it's just because he got married. I think it's just the work. Because he was making tons of videos, like with his wife. Remember, like them making, oh my God, those Rice Krispie treats were that was so funny. But what was the last thing he made with his wife? Hot sauce or something like that. Oh, gotcha. All right. I should look up Rich Rebuilds. I don't think I've ever seen one of his videos. I've seen him in videos, but, and then I've heard of the Electrified Garage. Actually, that was in that video because that's what they were saying. Subscribe to the Electrified Garage. That's why Rich Rebuilds doesn't ring a bell, because they kept saying Electrified Garage. Yeah, he hasn't done a video in a while, man. I should look it up, see how long it's been. But there's a lot of people that haven't put up videos. Well, myself including. I haven't put up a video since May, I think, which is weird for me. I usually put up 3 to 7 videos a week. I don't know. I think I'm a little burned out on making videos. That's why live streams are so much easier. You just point the camera at you, hit the live button, and just see where the chat takes you, instead of having to have some premise of a video. That being said, oh man, that's got to be like hundreds of videos ago. I still have a video on my channel that I uploaded. Like, I mean, it was like ready to go live, and I just never like clicked the, make it live button. And it's still on my channel as I guess a private video. Yeah, because it's not even scheduled, because I didn't make the thumbnail, I didn't put the description in. And I remember like being so burned out that when it came around to doing that, I was like, okay, it's already up, it's already made, it's edited, it's rendered, it's uploaded. Like, all the hard work is done. Literally all I need is a thumbnail and a description, with which the description is easy. I just copy and paste my entire description, paste it on the new one, go to the actual description within the video, because most of them are like links and stuff like that, and then delete the regular description and type in like a new description. And I've when you see my first videos, I had like paragraph descript, like 3 paragraphs, 4 paragraph descriptions. And then as it went on, like towards the last videos that I uploaded, they were like 1 sentence, 2 sentence, something like that. But I just made another video the other day about the damage in the back room, which got a lot worse, way worse, man. It went from a hole in the ceiling. Yeah, and we got, or no, hole in the ceiling during a hurricane, and then rained on. So rain was leaking into that bedroom. To, we got the tree taken care of. And then like a few days later, the dude came out and actually fixed the hole in the roof. He like cut out everything that was all damaged and made it look like the exact same roof again, minus the shingles. He put up tar paper and papered it in. Well, we got another storm, and the other day I heard noise, and I was like, what the hell? Is someone breaking into my back bedroom? And I walked back there. I think it was right after Monday's live stream, I can't remember. But I walked back there and looked, and like a big chunk of the ceiling fell in, and it was raining inside the room. And the next day I looked, and apparently like the windstorm that we had like messed up all the tar paper and ripped it off of an entire piece of plywood. And so every time it rained, it was just like, I mean, it was raining worse than when the trees were on the roof. And yeah, and then it rained again. And then like 3 more times I heard the ceiling fall down. Like now, like almost the entire ceiling's down back there. The entire carpet is completely saturated, soaked with water. Like not only in the bedroom, but it comes out of the bedroom and down the hall. So there goes more carpet. Sheetrocked over every square inch of the entire back bedroom. It is like, it literally looks like a war zone. Wait, let's see here. Do I have? Oh, it's a cute picture of my dog. That's the room. So that's all the insulation, the white stuff, and then other stuff is sheetrock all hanging down. Wait, that's not the damage. That's part of the damage right there. You can see all the way to the ceiling. But I think that's before 2 more times the ceiling fell down. So I made a video about that. So that should be coming out sometime soon. But that also, we had to call the insurance company again because obviously more damage because they screwed up the check. Just like always, the insurance company always screws up, which is weird because like we've never filed an insurance claim before. Like for this place, the other place, like none of them. And so like we're all sitting around like, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell to do. Like they told me to wait. Like I was like, should I clean up all this mess in there? And like the insurance guy literally told me, no, that's our job to do that, not yours. I'm like, all right. Like, don't you tell me not to do work? Fine. I'll not do work. Yeah, but now there's tons of sheetrock down. Yeah, I guess I'd be an okay tour guide. There's a bunch of people around here that would be way better than me, but yeah, I know some really good places to take pictures. I've been doing that for 23 years now, I guess. So, yeah, I've only been here for, well, it'll be 20 years in April. Jeez, oh man. Then all I got is a little over one more year and I can call myself a local because then I'll be living here longer than I had been living in Pittsburgh. Death to all trees. Well, the problem is we live in like a low-lying area. So when we get hurricanes and stuff, like the tops of the trees get some wind and stuff, but most of it kind of goes above us because we're so down low, like in the swamps. Well, and I'm not saying it's his fault. I have done the exact same thing, and I would have done the same thing if I was him. But my neighbor moved in, who I like. If you've been here on the live stream, you've probably heard him in the background because, oh no, it's Friday. I was going to say Mondays. I thought it was Monday again. Because sometimes on Mondays, he's off Monday, Tuesday. So sometimes he gets like a little tipsy and then comes over here and hangs out with me on Mondays. But he moved into his place and he was like, there's too many damn trees around here. So he just started cutting down trees. Well, which is fine because he wants light to get in. He wants to grow a garden, you know, like all the stuff that I should have been doing. I cut down, what was it? In 2 or 3 months, I cut down like 250 trees on my property. I told my dad that. He was like, what the hell are you cutting down all the trees for? And I was like, go find where I cut the trees down. He went out back and he was like, well, there's one over there. I see it's missing. I'm like, yeah, that's how many trees we had. No. I think it was like 250 trees, but I don't think, maybe it wasn't over. Maybe it was over a year. But I do remember I started stacking stuff up. I cut everything into like logs and stuff like that. And I had a fire burning for 3 months straight. I had a burn barrel and I started the fire and had it going during the day. And then like I would go out there and just stir that sucker up and throw more wood in. And before I go to bed, I would go out, stir it up, throw more wood in. Before I go to work, I'd stir it up, throw more wood in. And I kept that sucker going for 3 months straight until I burned all that stuff. And then looking back, I should have been doing that like over the yard and moving it around to random places so that I could have got all that ash into the ground and that would have been made for like some great soil. But, oh well. Yeah, I could use some money. I like money. Build a cabin. That would be good. The only problem is like around here, a majority of the trees are just garbage trees. They're like gum. I wouldn't want to build a cabin with those ones, but we got the random oak tree. Actually, the tree. No, that was an oak. Yeah, I don't know what the other one is. No, we had an oak. And specifically, I was like, I want to take that tree down. And my dad was like, why? I'm like, it's going to fall into the pool. He's like, it's not going to fall into the pool. I'm like, yeah, it is. And so is the one right next to it. Hurricane this time, fell right into the pool, destroyed the pool. And according to insurance, we're getting a new pool, but I'll believe that when I see it. swear I keep making those stronger and stronger. Oh, but back to originally what I was saying, but my neighbor moved in, started taking down, he took down a lot of trees, man, a lot of trees. Well, and the neighbor beside him took down a lot of trees. Actually, that's my number one video is my neighbor 2 doors down. I forget what he traded, like beer for work or something like that. Like, I'll supply you with all the beer you need and you come over and cut down trees. And this dude did it professionally. So he had like all the gear and stuff. So and I made a video about it. Like, I think it's my number one video on my channel. And it was like from 2013, January of 2013, because I was out with my brother-in-law and we were checking his trap line. And when we got back, I heard a chainsaw going. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I grabbed my camera and went down, and they were taking down like gigantic trees. Like, this dude climbed like all the way to the top, like not to the top, but he would climb like, 2/3 of the way up a tree, cutting branches his whole way up, made it all the way up there, and then like tied off, I guess just a rope. I don't even think it was a cable. And then it was a gigantic rope. I forget how long this rope was. Well, bigger than the trees, because the other neighbor on the other side of him, and him, the 3 of us, there's somebody else. Oh, the guy that rented a room from him. Like, the 4 of us were all out there, and we'd hold on to the tree, and the guy would like cut the base and everything, and we would pull the tree down to make sure that it would go right where it had to go. Because, I mean, the one tree he had, the tree itself was, I don't know, at least 24, I don't know, maybe it was like 32 inches wide, something like that. And he took that sucker down within like a 4-foot area. He only had 4 foot to put that tree down, and he nailed that, mainly because we were like yanking on the rope. But what's up, Charles? What's going on? What are you doing? Working tonight? Oh, maybe not with all those emoticons or whatever the heck those things are. I just see a bunch of, is that beer? Can't really make it out. What's up, Haley? Charles, if you're not working, there's the link if you want to hop on in. And appreciate that, Haley. Haley's always like the best cheerleader for everybody. Always telling people to hit the like button, share it out, subscribe. Like, every time I hop into Bounty stream, I see Haley over there saying that. Like, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and share it out. Heck yeah, man. That's awesome. Wait, what do you mean, Charles? You learned tonight to never fall asleep at the zoo? I'd fall asleep at the zoo. Think so. How come they don't have hammocks at the zoo so that you could fall asleep? That would be awesome. Wouldn't mind that. I love the zoo. I just don't like the animals in like small confined spaces. Like, I like them. Like, if it was gigantic, then that's cool. I like that, like I would go to the Pittsburgh Zoo all the time, and I love that, like, you'd always see people like, oh my God, that's really what a giraffe looks like, or, stuff like that, which I love that Joe Rogan bit about, like, all the animals at the zoo he feels bad for, except for the giraffes. He's like, not once do you ever see a giraffe at the zoo and you feel bad for it, because they're always like loving life. Like, yeah, another day with no lions. But I always loved hearing like I guess you can't tell if they were inner city or suburban kids or what, but there was always people, kids, stuff like that were always like, oh my God, like, I never knew a moose was so big, or holy crap, elk antlers are, gigantic. And I don't know. I just always like that aspect. So people that can't go to Wyoming and see moose, and I think have moose in Wyoming. You got elk. No, maybe, I don't know. Do they have caribou? Got caribou somewhere. But whatever, like they can't go all over to where all these animals are. So it's kind of cool that they're all collected in one area. I just wish it was so much bigger so that, they'd have a bunch of space to run around and, do their natural thing. But, wait, if you, oh. if you fall asleep, a monkey will hump your hand. Maybe, I don't know. If you're into it. Deer hunting. But I don't really like deer meat. So if I had somebody that wanted it, I would just give them the entire deer if I shot it. But then I just hit a point where I would like to, like, quote, go hunting, and I would shoot things with my camera instead. I would just go out there and I'd pass everything up, just sitting there and like record stuff, and which I don't know how many views I got, but it's one of my favorite videos on my channel. Was it was like right when the rut was starting. We just got back from Colorado, and I got I just got that elk over there, and we went deer hunting, and it was right when the rut was starting, and I got a bunch of young bucks. Like, there was a couple spikes that stayed away. There was like 3-pointers, like 4-pointers, 5-pointers. I don't think anything was bigger than a 6-pointer, but they were all out there fighting in the field. And it was so cool because I don't think I ever saw that actual. I've seen video of it, but I never actually saw it in person before. And I remember I filmed that for like that was so hard to edit too, because there was so much footage that I got of it. And it was in the rain, which was another cool thing. How are you, Lisa? Oh, man. Lisa, you got me so freaking hungry the other day when you had that, was it chicken and mashed potatoes? Oh, my God. Like when I was done, it took me so long to write a comment because I just walked over to the kitchen and was staring at a bag of potatoes. Like, I could totally make mashed potatoes right now. I could do it right now. And then I ended up not making mashed potatoes. What's up, Mark? What are you doing? Yeah, and I had, well, no, I guess I would have to cook some meat to make gravy. But I already had, like, I guess, bottled gravy or whatever the heck you call it. And I had that stuff, in the fridge because I was making poutine. So, and I got an extra bottle, whatever, it's a jar, in the cupboard too. So I am like totally ready. Bag of potatoes, cheese, and some gravy. I'm ready for some poutine. Absolutely. Heck yeah, man. I've had to like really stay, like, not watch a lot of food videos because I find they like really just make me like really hungry, like all the time. Like, well, every time I watch them, that is. And then I like get all mad at myself. Like, damn it, gotta eat again. Like yesterday, I almost pigged the heck out yesterday. Watching those guys running up and down the ladder fixing my roof made me all hungry and stuff. don't know what the heck they ate, man, but the one dude left and went somewhere for like 15 minutes and came back, and I didn't hear any noise for like a good hour. That dude probably got something good to eat. And I don't know. I think, or no, I guess I think I was going to say, I think they ate on the roof, but no, I'm pretty sure they ate right at the truck in the front yard. And hey, what's up, JT? Damn, what are you doing up, JT? It's like 8:52 where you're at. Shuck says you guys are almost always in bed by then. That sucks about the funeral, Mark, but at least you got a bunch of snacks. I had a dream the other night that like we had this big family get together, and I was like, man, like we're gonna like totally be eating good, because like when my family, doesn't matter which side, well, I guess we only have one side that gets together anymore, but when we get together, we go down on some freaking food, man. Like there's tons of freaking food. And so I remember in my dream, I was just so excited. Like, oh my God, like the more people showed up, I'm like, oh my God, this is great. Cause it's not going to be like, we'll make hamburgers and hot dogs. It'll be like, we'll have hamburgers and brisket and, you know, pork loin. And like, it'll be like, everybody will bring something and everybody will just like have like a giant buffet. And I'm like, this is going to be so great. And like grills are coming in and everything. I'm like, gosh, this is going to be awesome. And then it turned out it was all snack food. It was like little, like those little tiny pies that you can get that are like single serve pies, and, you know, just garbage that I don't like to eat. Like I don't like sweets and stuff like that. Like, especially when it comes to like dinner or, you know, lunch or anything like that. No, there's got to be like some meat. There's got to be, I don't care if it's all vegetables. I'd rather have that than sweets. But in my dream, there was so much freaking sweets. I'm not joking. They came in with gigantic boxes full of like just candy bars and stuff. I mean, it looked like you were stocking up like a convenience store. Like that's how much stuff there was. And I remember I got so mad. I ended up leaving and slamming the door and peeling out my truck, because for some reason I drove, which is not the same kind of, that's not the kind of thing that I normally do on a family outing, because normally we're all drinking and my dad does not drink. So usually he's the designated driver. But for some reason I drove, because I remember I hopped in my truck and just peeled out of there and was like, hell with this. I'm going to like McDonald's. I don't even like McDonald's, but I'd rather eat that than like custard pies. And there's like Boston cream stuff and like a whole thing of donuts and like, oh, it was so disgusting. Wait, what did JT saw me? Yeah, man, JT is one of the only YouTube people that have ever met me, have ever seen me eat, have drank with me in person. Only 3 YouTube people have ever hung out with me. Just finished processing a bunch of ducks. Wait, where the hell did you get ducks? I thought you only had chickens. Mark, is that who you went to the funeral for? Your neighbor? Dang, man. What, did it roll over or something? That sucks. Oh, that's the worst. They didn't find him for 4 days. Oh, man. That sucks. Damn it, man. Oh, yeah. Well, yes. No, I'm just going with yes, Paula. Cruise ship food. Oh my God, I love cruise ships so much, man. I love that, like, at any point you can just go get a burger. or pizza. If you like pizza, they always had pizza and stuff. But that kind of like French fries and like hot dogs and like it's food. I was gonna call it crap food, but it's still food. It's good. But my favorite is like the dinner where you get all dressed up. Like I wear my suit and stuff, like, you know, throw my little top hat on with my pimp feather in it and everything. And you roll down to like the actual dining room. The first cruise I was on, it was an Italian cruise. And I swear it was like a 15-course meal. It was so awesome, man. It was like, here's a salad, and then here's a soup, and then here's this, and then there's an appetizer, and then there's like the post appetizer, and then there's like the pre-dinner, and then there's like the real dinner. And when you're on a cruise, you can ask for as much of anything that you want. And the last night you're usually on a cruise, lobster and steak. Hell yeah. And every single cruise I've been on, we always said, bring us out like 3 lobsters. Freaking love that, man. And especially because, you know, you're on a cruise, you can't drive anywhere. You're just going around and doing stuff. So pretty much, and my normal thing is like no drinking till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, unless you're on a cruise ship. Then it's normally, actually, when I was on a cruise ship, I was the last person to start drinking. Because I usually let everybody have a few drinks before I'm like, all right, fine, I'll hop into. But what we got here? Shucks came home. Nice. Oh, so wild ducks. That's even better. That's probably the best way to go. Heck yeah, man. Oh, dude, duck breast. Oh, man. We would go duck hunting because right here, I mean, there's so much water. And we have so many ducks around here. What we would do is we would take a little grill with us when we went to the duck blind. My cousin had a duck blind. He had multiple duck blinds, which is weird. You got to get grandfathered in, and you can't build them. It's weird. Like it. And once they actually do, like they go up for not an auction, a lotto type system. You can put in on it, but they'll take your blind away if you don't maintain it. So like there's all kind of weird rules. Mainly because there's not enough room and way too many people that want to go duck hunting. But we'd take this little grill into the blind with us, and we would shoot a couple ducks, and we would just pop them open right there. Like usually my dad just had a successful deer hunt and would like bring some tenderloin or something like that. We'd cook some of that. Or if we got some ducks, bring them right back in, open those suckers up, throw a duck breast right on the grill, cook that sucker up right there on the spot. That was freaking great, man. Oh. Ouch. Stuck in an auger in a grain hopper. Damn. Okay, well, that kind of explains why they didn't find him for a couple days. I was thinking combine, like, you know, big combine and it like rolled over or something like that. Which, now that I'm thinking about it, aren't those combines usually with a gigantic front thing that would kind of prevent it from rolling over? So I guess that was a stupid statement. Oh. Yeah, because JT's in Manitoba, Mark's in Saskatchewan. I need to remember that. I forgot that you've said that a couple times, and every time you say it, I'm like, oh, that's right. I always forget. What's up, Lewis? Appreciate that, Lewis. Heck yeah, lobster and steak is awesome. That's, well, when we were young, me and my sister, like, we always try to do different things for like the holiday meals. Like, obviously Thanksgiving, you gotta have turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, you know, sweet potatoes, stuff like that. But like Christmas, Easter, stuff like that. Like Easter, everybody has a ham. Every once in a while we have a ham, but usually it's like, well, what do you feel like eating? Like, we'll just kind of splurge on something and we'll do that. Christmas, however, me and my sister went to my parents. This was when my parents actually, like, we were poor for the longest time. And when they finally started making some money, they were asking us, like, what do we want for Christmas dinner? And we were like, we know what we want for Christmas dinner. We want prime rib and lobster. And they were like, well, that's pretty expensive. We're like, get us less presents. We don't even care. Like, that's the one thing that we want is prime rib and lobster. And that's been a staple every year. And to this day, I mean, that's been like over 20 years. Although I haven't celebrated Christmas with them for a while. But oh, and the green hopper on the combine. Oh, yeah, Paul, if you get a chance to try duck, that duck is awesome, especially wild duck. Trying to think. I think the only... Well, everybody has their own way of doing it, but I think the only thing that we ever did for duck, because they're like, depends on what duck. Usually we were getting like pretty small ducks. And there was not enough meat. Like, you don't want to take all the feathers off and try to cook a duck like a chicken or anything like that. Ooh, or a turducken. Yeah. I just thought of them. But usually with a lot of the ducks, it was just pretty much slice right up the breastplate, take the breast right off, and that was it. Just throw the breast like on a grill. And, bunny for Easter. That would be good. Or wait, yeah, that's really good. We got that wascally webbit. Appreciate that, Haley. Oh, wait. Let me do dusting. What the hell happened over here? Resolution 144. That is horrible. Yeah, Paula's had Thanksgiving at my parents' house with me. Ham super expensive. I don't think of, well, I bought a ham steak, but as far as like a giant ham, I don't think I've ever bought a ham, but I can imagine they're freaking expensive. Look at the price of bacon. It's more expensive than steak. Here, it went up. Oh, by the way, I've been complaining about this for like a year. It just went up 50 cents. So now it's like $5.50 for 12 ounces of bacon. 12 ounces, not even 16 ounces, which is a pound, 12 ounces. I can get most steak for less than that. I mean, obviously not like prime rib or if T-bones are on sale, you could do it. But it drives me freaking nuts, man. That's why I'm like kind of anti-bacon right now, just because everybody likes it and the price went up. I even had a discussion with a lady at the grocery store about it because she was sitting there looking at it and she just like kept looking at all the bacon. And she was like, boy, this bacon, the price seems to have gone up. I'm like, yeah, it's up another 50 cents from like, a couple weeks ago. She's like, man, that sucks. Like, I'm like, and I made my comment like, yeah, now it's up to, it's even more expensive than steak now. And she's like, wait, you're right. It is more expensive than steak. Cause I had to point out like the 12 ounces versus a pound thing. And she's like, yeah, you're right. She's like, man, now I don't even want to buy bacon, but I told my husband that I would make him BLTs for lunch. And it's kind of hard to do without bacon. I'm like, what are you going to do, I guess? Likes the abuse. Ooh, a whole hog from the barn. That's one. Oh, if you want to hop on, JT, go for it. That's one. Wow, whole hog. What they do down here is they slow cook that sucker. They cook it for like a day or two, and then it'll just stay on the grill, and you just like open up the grill and like pig out, people. And wait, I'm trying to think here. JT said he saw me pick it out. That's funny. The funniest thing is actually, yeah, I do eat a lot less than I used to eat. But like when I'm on cruises, I'm usually drinking all day long. And usually by the time that we always did the late dinner too. We never did like the 6 o'clock dinner. We did like the 8 o'clock dinner or whatever. And by that time, you've had enough alcohol that usually you just start pigging out. It takes you like a day or two, like on that Italian cruise. It took me like a day or two to realize that, like, don't try to eat everything that comes because you're not going to be able to do it. Like, I'll take a little bit of this. I remember like they had a calamari salad. It was like squid and I think crab meat and like some kind of salad, and it was really good. Oh, by the way, if anybody wants to know that cruise line, it's Costa Cruise Lines, Costa. They're in the they're in the Mediterranean for our summer, and they're in the Caribbean for our winter. And they do like Honduras, I think Costa Rica, Brazil, or Belize, Jamaica, because we went to Key West, Cozumel, Mexico, Ocho Rios, Jamaica, and then Georgetown, Grand Cayman, and then all the way back. And we left out of Port Lauderdale, which is right next to Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale was the airport I flew into, and Port Lauderdale was the boat that I got on and went out of Port Lauderdale. Oh yeah, no, that's where I was going with that whole rant there. Yeah, with the whole hog. Yeah, you got to pay for you don't have to pay for the processing. It's not that hard. If you've ever been deer hunting, it's practically the same thing. Just kind of, I mean, it's called tact. You know what I'm talking about. It's not that bad. Unless processing means like killing the thing. Stuffing with pheasant. Pheasant is really good too. It's kind of like a small chicken, but tastes different and better. Well, I don't want to say better, just different, but it's good. Yeah, well, all the southern places does hog real good. They're all like Tennessee barbecue, North Carolina barbecue, Texas, like all those places all know their barbecues. St. Louis, even, they know their barbecue too. Oh man, let's talk about barbecue. Wow. You talking about, Lisa, you talking about bacon? 16 ounces, $11? Jeez, oh man. Dang. Wait, what? Well, what kind of price are you talking about, JT? For the pig. Okay, well, or wait, was that here? I think it was here, and when I lived in Pittsburgh, I was always around a group of people that would all go in, and like there'd be like 6 people, and they'd go in on an entire cow, and it'd be like $1,000 or $2,000. But you get like an entire, like each person would get like an entire freezer full of meat. And I remember I always wanted to do that and never did. Do I have a favorite barbecue? No. Any barbecue is good with me. I mean, I love North Carolina barbecue, but it's everywhere here. So actually, I got some in my friggin' fridge. They just sell it like in a little container. Like you can buy like a container of coleslaw right next to it, and they'll have like a container of pulled pork, and it's all like local stuff, which is kind of cool. Oh shit, man! Look, there's Drewski. What's up, Drewski?
Hey, buddy.
What are you doing tonight?
What's going on? I heard something about some meat,
Yeah, barbecue.
and I was like, yeah. What's going on with
Oh yeah. Like around here, they got all kind of like barbecue type stuff. Oh man, we used to go to this thing. It was called they call it the Hunter's Feast. Everybody calls it a Hunter's Feast, but it's where people go hunting. They get whatever they get, and then they donate it, and people will volunteer their time and cook it all, and then all the proceeds go. I think this was the Children's Hospital, and the tickets cost like you had to be grandfathered in to get tickets, and the tickets themselves, I think they were like $125 a piece. So my boss would buy us all tickets, like probably 10 or 12 of us, and then rent a limo. And we would just take the limo all the way up to the ferry and then take the ferry over to the island where this was going on. And they had some of the best brisket I've ever had in my entire life.
that?
And what? Oh man, I can't remember what the soup was. It not she crab soup. It was a fish, not flounder. It was one of our local fish, and I really don't like fish, but that soup was one of the best soups I've ever had.
Red snapper, maybe?
Mm-mm.
You're talking like it was an expensive fish?
Yeah, I live at the ocean, so there was, I forget, it was an ocean fish.
Oh yeah, fucking yeah. You're like over there in the goddamn. You're a motherfucking
Yep.
border or what?
North
Live on the border. Oh, dude,
North
I got a
Carolina.
song for you. I got a song for you. I wanna sing this song. I left my home in Georgia.
Yeah, that's not bad, JT. Like $1 a pound for like a whole pig. I'd be down with that. Where
Carolina or something.
yeah, Northeast North Carolina. When I lived in Pittsburgh, we had a guy that would process the deer. So when we went deer hunting, like that, like we always would do it ourselves. But then like later, my dad, when he was later, he was just like, you know what, heck with it. Like we'll just take it over there, and we take it over. This guy was a pig farmer, and not only like when he would make hamburger, he would add pork fat to it, and which I heard a great
dude,
thing.
What'd you do? What'd you do? Yeah. Add that fat to it and let that render down.
Well, no, I heard something
render.
No, I heard something even better the other day because they were saying about deer meat. And they said, even if you're not doing deer meat, try it with hamburger. And what they said was like with deer meat, if you're making hamburger out of deer meat, you want to add like a little bit of pork fat to it because they're so lean and it'll add the fat to it. Well, I just heard a secret that you add bacon to it instead. And a guy from New York that I follow, he was talking about it the other day, and he said it was like heaven in your mouth. He's like, even if you don't eat deer or you don't kill a deer, like go get regular hamburger and mix it with ground up bacon.
Well, the thing is, you don't want to do too much because, dude, you want that flavor of the fucking venison. You don't want something to overpower it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, unless you're, I'm a true believer. Like I like that natural game flavor. I don't want too much other, but yes, bacon fat when you're cooking your burger. If you got extra bacon fat, fuck yeah. Cook that goddamn burger from bacon fat. Fuck yeah.
That, have you ever seen like burgers where they put a pile of butter in the pan and then put the
yeah,
burger in the pan
butter's
and
great.
just keep scooping the butter on top of the burger the whole time?
And they just ladle it. They
Yeah,
ladle it. It's basting. It's basting it.
that
Yeah, they baste it. Fuck yeah.
yeah, because I follow, I watch Hot Ones, and that's First We Feast, and they got the burger show on there, which I'm not a fan of. But every time it comes out, I'm like, I got a minute, and I'll watch one of their things because they're kind of short videos, and I'll watch it, and I'm like, what? Like the smash burger? I didn't know that was a thing. Like you get like a ball of hamburger, and you put it like in a pan or whatever, and then you just smash that sucker down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever had one, but that's like In-N-Out and like all those West Coast burger joints that we don't have here, but apparently that's how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, some people like super thick burgers. Some people like, dude, when you do thin patties.
That's what these are. They like smash them down real thin.
Yeah, dude. I actually like those.
I don't think I've ever had one, but I'm down to try one.
Yeah, I can't really.
I totally missed Lisa saying the steak she buys is $26 a pound. Holy crap, man. I mean, she only buys it on sale at $14 a pound, but even that's...
I'm talking about all that fucking crazy shit. Hell.
Oh, yeah, elk burger is awesome. What's up, Loki?
So fucking find a Walmart. Is Loki in here? Oh, Loki.
Yeah, he said cheers, Drewski. Yeah, I've eaten... I still will eat elk. I like elk. I haven't had it in like quite a while, but
cheers, Loki.
Actually, I don't even think I ate any of the meat from this elk. I don't know what the hell happened to it. It went home with my dad. He was like, "Oh, I'll take care of it. I'll get it all processed and all this stuff." And I'm like, "All right, we'll bring some back." I don't think he ever brought any back.
I don't even know if he brought it back.
Oh,
like, hell no, fuck you, Rob. This is my meat, bitch.
Yeah, elk is great. And what's even better than elk, in my opinion, because everybody says it's too bloody, but I love it, is caribou. Caribou is absolutely amazing.
Too bloody, dude. No, elk is lean.
No, caribou.
The bigger the animal is like that.
No, I'm talking about
dude,
caribou.
The leaner it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Later, Paula. Heck yeah, man. Let's do something sometime soon.
Hey, you're gonna get an elk or a moose. That's gonna be lean meat.
Yep.
Add fat to it.
Yeah, deer's lean. Elk is even more lean than deer. Mm-hmm. And I don't think moose is more lean than an elk. I think they're
moose,
about deer.
The moose. The thing about moose is their snout. They use that snout as fat because I'm not fucking joking with you. I'm not even fucking hardly joking with you. That snout, that big ass fucking snout, when they kill them, that fucking thing is a gelatinous hunk of fat, and they use that. In the fucking Arctic, they use that goddamn thing.
Yeah, moose is great.
It's the fattening. They render it down as an oil. Oh
yeah. Oh wait, what? I heard bear. I know bear is awesome because I've had it. Like I've told the story many times where my mom like tells us all the time that me and my sister wanted, like, we liked bear so much when my dad killed a bear that we ate bear for an entire month. We went through the entire, like, every day was a different recipe, but it was all bear meat. But and if you get them after they get into a blueberry patch, like the meat like is kind of purplish because the blueberries like get in there somehow.
Oh yeah, bears. Yeah, bears fucking get into all kinds of shit. The thing about bear is they're unpredictable. They're unpredictable, dude.
And well, Pedro said, "Heard you have to get caribou
I
at the rate."
love bear. Like, there's a lot of times where a bear would just come on, just like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Fucking, like, "Hey," and sneak up on your ass. "Hey, how you doing, man?" But they're so unpredictable. You always gonna be like, always kill a bear. Just because, dude, they can kill you way easier.
Yeah, well,
Some fuckers can kill you so quick.
black bears are they're
They
usually
don't want to kill you.
Yeah, black bears are more scared of you than them. But like the brown bears, which I've heard that brown bear and grizzly bear are the exact same thing. It's just they live in different areas.
They don't want. Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt. Yeah, you're completely right. They don't want to kill you. They don't want. They don't. They're just going through the woods like they're doing. But you are an alien in their environment. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Anytime you go in the woods, you're there. But wait, Pedro with the caribou is too tough. I don't think that's correct. I think that's the same thing as like deer. If you get a good clean shot, they don't know you're there. The adrenaline's not up. I heard that that's like the best.
Kill them. You gotta kill them. You gotta kill that goddamn bear.
Shot straight down, and everything's
You gotta
good.
kill the bear.
But what else? Bison's good. Bison's awesome. JT never had bison. Well, you can buy bison because they farm bison. You can't buy wild game, but if they farm,
Bison's a buffalo, dude. Buffalo. That's the most lean meat you're ever gonna have.
Yeah, that is great, man. That's like right up there with beef for me. I love beef.
I mean, if you like super lean fucking dry meat.
Nice. Pedro had bison in the last 3 days. Nice. Bison nachos, bison tacos. Yeah, and if bears get into garbage, you want to be like out in the middle of the woods when you get a bear, not like by houses. I love that. JT Bear says, as a bear, that all this talk makes me nervous. That's hilarious. Hey, JT, why don't you hop on?
If you're a fucking bear,
What?
he always, if a bear is running through shit,
What's up, Havana?
get it out of there, like, hey, bear, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. And if he doesn't leave, then you kill it. But, yeah, try to get it to go.
What's up, Havana? I missed your comment.
Because more than likely, there's going to be a cub smelling some shit in the trash can. Like, something in the trash can that I like. Woo! And Mama Bear was like, hey, you probably shouldn't be doing that shit.
JT's got to go to bed soon. You should have hopped on like 45 minutes ago when you hopped into the chat. Pepper Dog is starting her puppy dreams again. This makes me wonder.
Hey, where's Cade? Get Cade in here. Where the fuck is Cade? Cade, get your ass in here.
She's at a party tonight.
She's partying hard. Partying. What time is it? It's 10:26. Where fucking message Blumberg. Blumberg should be in here. Or your pepper buddies. Where the fuck is Bounty?
Bounty's live.
Where's all your pepper buddies?
Bounty's live right now.
He's doing his own thing.
Mm-hmm.
His video gaming thing. Hey,
Oh yeah, Mark, bleed him out. He said bleed him out makes a difference, big difference. Yeah, not only that, but it worked a lot. It doesn't work so good down here where it's hot, but up in Pittsburgh where I used to live, usually when deer season happened, what we'd do is get the deer, field dress them, bring them home, and then hang them up and just leave them in the garage for like a day or two. Like, you know, and it was like nice and cool. Like, I don't know, 45 degrees or below, something like that.
I always do that.
Yeah, and that made a big difference too. Plus, that would also help them bleed out. You hang them by the antlers, and you know the field dress down below, like everything pretty much like goes down. Throw a big piece of.
You live right where me. You're like in Chicago, or fucking Iowa, or you're right where fucking Indiana or something.
I have not been to Iowa.
Oh yeah, you're up there. Oh yeah, you always do that. Even down here in Michigan.
Yeah, I've been
That's
to.
what we do. Where you're at is a lot hotter.
Oh yeah.
So we do that naturally.
That's why
I'm already quite honest with you. I don't hunt animals.
I really don't.
I've never killed an animal in my life. Well, yes, I have. I killed a possum because this possum was fucking attacking my friend's cat. I kicked it in the fucking head and I stomped on his head.
Yeah, those I don't mind killing those things, but the last deer that I got, it was in bow season. It was the first deer I ever got with a bow, and it was a doe. I got a bow with a doe, or I got a doe with a bow. But I shot it, and it was right at dark, and I kind of wish I would have went looking for it, but I knew I made a bad shot, so I didn't go after it. Like I waited there. My dad came over and I told him what happened. He's like, if it was a bad shot, let's just go ahead, leave. And then we'll come back in the morning and check. Well, it was so warm. We came back in the morning. It was literally only like 50 yards from where I shot it. Because I ended up like, it was broadside. I had a perfect shot, like right at the heart. And somehow it went in on the back leg, but it hit the femoral artery, I guess that would be. Yeah, the femoral artery,
or something,
and made it bleed out. Well, it was dead within like 40 minutes or something. We went back the next day, and by that time and getting it, like most of the meat was already ruined. And that was the last deer I actually even shot at. I was just like,
why didn't you just fucking take it then and there?
Well, I was just so mad. Like, I don't like wasting meat. So I was so mad about the entire thing that I just kind of quit shooting deer. I was just like, screw it, man. Like, I don't know. I just got so mad that there was wasted. It was just a wasted kill. And I don't like that kind of thing. So ever since then, I just started shooting.
Where you shot it was the...
I didn't know that I had a good shot.
Was the meat, or is it animals come and eat the shit?
No, it was starting to spoil because it was so warm. It was like 80 degrees out still.
Oh, yeah. Where you at? Fuck yeah. Yeah, you gotta do it right away.
Oh, yeah, because
Get that bitch in the fucking back.
archery season starts like the first week of September here, and it's usually still like temperatures way up. And it's, I mean, it's still like 68 degrees right now. And this is like the end of October.
Animals already fucking like, hey, free fucking meat.
And Haley, you have a wrench, so you can do whatever you feel you need to do.
But yeah,
I will say, Haley, I will say that I know Havana. Havana is a troll, and he's open about being a troll. And I don't want him blocked or anything. But yeah, you can delete comments. It doesn't bother me at all. He was asking about you, Drewski. He was saying, who let the autistic man-child on? But just like I said, you got a wrench. You can do what you want, Haley. But I do know Havana. He's open about being a troll, and I respect him that he's open about being a troll. So.
Oh, I know that Havana guy.
Yeah,
he's been around. Oh, he's been around.
I've been on a couple live streams with Havana. He's not a bad guy.
I know.
I give him crap. He gives me crap.
And Vorvox and all them faggots. Dude, I know all of them. Oh, I've been around the game a little too long. That scared me away. Bro, I just don't fucking create a channel. They don't fuck with me. Because they can't have any content to fuck with. Because they're like, fucking run my channel out. Ooh, woo, big whoop. Ain't gonna do nothing. It's a waste of their time. Now I'm right back.
Yeah, hey JDS, you know that Bear Family Farm is also JT Bear and
fucking creating content. I don't give a fuck.
Because Bear Family Farm, that was JT's Outdoor Adventures, right? And yes, he is a kind of a pet troll. He comes in, he'll give me crap, I give him crap back, and yeah, his other
they look at me like an OG troll because I know all these old guys, dude. I know Vorvox, I know fucking goddamn Wheezy and all these other people. They're all from the YouTube malt liquor drinking community. Woo! Yeah, we're gonna have Lydia F. Woo! Lydia F. Fuck! And Ghost Resurrection. Oh!
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, JT's got like 5 different channels. And I know you don't like people like that. That's why I was just giving you a little backstory on Havana, because I don't think he's a bad person. He's open about being a troll, and like at least if you're open about it, like I have a little more respect. I've been on a bunch of live streams with him, and he's not a bad guy. He just will totally screw with you and say things. But like I said, you got a wrench, so you can do whatever you want. If I see anything going on in the chat that I don't like, I will point it out. And I didn't say anything to you. So I appreciate you. And you're always coming in saying to give a thumbs up and all that stuff. And I love that. So. That's funny. Yep. Well, that's why other people have wrenches, so I don't have to do anything. It's funny though, when you deleted his comments, I bet he just like disappeared to another live stream anyway. Yeah. So how long have you been drinking today, Drewski? All day?
All day.
Yeah, Haley, he's not really autistic. He's just been drinking all day long. But he also knows.
I might be. I think I might be.
He also knows, like, if he starts. He also knows if he starts yelling, I'm just gonna mute him. What are you drinking, Drewski?
I don't know.
Doing your
I don't know yet.
Are you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Are you drinking your 80% vodka, 20% orange juice?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, that's why I was telling you. That's why I was telling you, Haley. Like, you got a wrench, so you supersede anybody that doesn't have a wrench. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, JT. And you saw how big his glass was. Pretty sure I got a message earlier that it was like noon or no, like 2 o'clock or something like that. And he said he was already wasted. Hey, what's up? Whoa, what the heck? Char does not have a wrench. Come on. Shucks. Hop on in the live stream. Talk JT into it. Yeah, with that account. You've been on here on your other account.
If I get way too wasted on your fucking stream, how am I gonna fucking handle any stream?
Hey, Bounty. Yeah, he's
wait for Annie Corp gets out in 20 minutes. He's got to get home, take a shower, and he usually gets on about 1 o'clock. Annie Corp gets out of work in 20 minutes.
But yeah, Bounty, nah, Havana was just being Havana. He was making fun of Drewski, calling him autistic.
Oh, that's mean, dude. Don't be doing that.
Well, Haley timed him out. Haley deleted his comments and timed him out, so.
Oh, you call me autistic all you want, dude. I understand, dude. I'm drunk as a motherfucker, right?
Yeah, I knew that before I even let you in. What's up, Laura? What's up,
I'm drunker than a motherfucker. Look, I probably...
What's up, Arturo?
And I just like, yeah. And yeah, fucking
What's up, Dojo?
waste Dojo! Get your ass in here.
He's on Bounty stream right now.
Fuck him. Fuck
him. Bob wants to know if you're fixing chairs tonight. Oh my God, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Where the hell's Loki at, man? He was responsible for that. Oh my God. That was so funny.
Nothing, dude. All he was saying is he was showing me how to take the back out of the.
There's Loki. Oh my God. When he's like, okay, I'm out. Later on, everybody. That's one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That was so funny that I wasn't even going to get on that live stream, but it was so funny that after that happened, I was like, I got to get on here just to tell Loki how freaking hilarious that was.
That was a good gesture. Because I didn't know how to fucking do it, but like I did.
I wouldn't worry about it.
You didn't ruin my chair or anything by any means. All that was is it's a little lock in, lock out button.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. But Bounty, that's no big deal. It's just Havana. I've been on live streams with him before. He's a troll. He's open about being a troll. So
I'm talking about my chair.
No, I know. I was trying to go back in the comments and respond to Bounty that was in the comments. But it's just Havana. He's always doing weird stuff. Like when I go on a live stream with him, I make fun of him because I, tell him that he sounds like he's a Mike Tyson impersonator. And then he,
Oh, is that the Mike Tyson guy?
Yeah, that guy.
The fucking guy with the lisp?
Yeah.
The lisp? Get his ass in here. Oh, I love that guy. Get Mike Tyson in there.
Yeah, he's not a bad guy. He's just a troll, and he's open about it. So that's why I'm like, okay.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And he's one of them malt liquor fools. I don't give a fuck. Dude, I fucking kill him.
That's the guy that called that's who called you autistic.
I don't give a fuck.
No, I know you
don't. Mike Tyson calling me autistic. Mike Tyson calling me autistic.
What's up, Chelsea?
Oh, it's just funny as fuck. Let's box, bitch. Let's box. Mike Tyson versus fucking.
Let me see. What size?
Shit, I don't even know.
What size gauge am I? This is 16 millimeter or 5/8 inch. So I was actually going to move up a couple more sizes, and every single person I know said, stop, quit doing it.
Beat your ass, you little faggot boy. He's a little kid, though, man. He's like fucking 20 years old. I can't fucking do that. I can't be.
Well, that's the other thing.
A 20-year-old kid, man.
Yeah, not only is he a troll, but he's pretty young, too.
Yeah, he's probably not even 20 years old. I said, hey, you little fucking little bitch. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Little juice.
Keep up your Mike Tyson shit, though, because I like that.
Ooh.
That shit's funny, but man, I know what guy you're talking about. That little Mike Tyson kid that was coming around.
Yeah, I know that. I saw that.
That
I
kid
saw
was fucking hilarious.
I saw him in the chat so many times, like being a troll, and I was like, I think.
Oh man, I know. I know.
I've seen Havana in the chat so many times, and I think it was with Al that he went live, and I was like, oh man, this troll guy, and then he went live and sounded just like Mike Tyson, and it was so funny. Yeah, pretty funny. Oh, and Chelsea, hang on. Chelsea, you said you're at 00. Wow, are these ear skins? I don't know. I got plugs too, but the one thing I will mention to you is they say once you go above, which would be, I guess, technically below a 2 gauge, like there's no going back. And so just keep that in mind in case you ever want your ears to go back to normal, like doubles. I'm pretty, just Google it because I'm pretty sure they say that 2 gauge or, then there's 0, then there's 00. But like once you hit 2, like you can't come back. I think over time you can, but I don't know. My favorite comment from one of my friends was, "Do you really care?" Which, by the way, was the first person to tell me, "Don't go any higher than that. Like, don't get any bigger." What's up, Levi? How are you doing, Levi? Oh yeah, and they
God, punch that goddamn orange juice bottle.
And Chelsea, they also say like I think I looked up like actual rules about. Hang on. I looked up the not rules, but the guidelines of how to go up with your ears, and they said like go up a gauge every 6 weeks or something, allow them to heal. I went from 6 gauge to 16 millimeter in 8 weeks, something like that. Like every day off, like every weekend that I had, I would go ahead and just jump a new size, like every single week. So I guess that's just one of those take it how you want it kind of things.
A gauge? What the fuck is that? That's gay.
Gauge.
What the fuck are they talking about?
I'm talking about the size of your earring.
I don't have any earrings, man.
Dang, Mark's got snow already. Was raining, now it's snowing. Jeez, man.
I don't have any earrings.
That sucks. So I guess Manitoba will get another snowstorm tomorrow.
Oh, oh.
And Chelsea said every 3 days. Dang. I usually did once a week, but the key and the downfall is what? Vitamin E oil. I used that stuff and lubed it all up before you used your tapers and stuff. But I will say that when you use that vitamin E oil, it leaves a weird crust in your earring, and it's very weird. It helps, but you really got to clean that stuff out. And also another trick, if you have the taper kit, one thing that I would do is I would take whatever taper I'm going, whatever taper I was going up to, I would use that. But
motherfucking pussy ass bitch. Oh!
And then for the I would use the original O-ring on the taper for the front side, but for the back side, I would go back like 1 or 2 sizes. That way you could just do it a little tiny bit at a time, and overnight, like over a night, you could go from starting your taper to actually getting it to fit. And then I would leave them in overnight, and then the next day I would finally switch it into whatever earring that I was using, because I used the metal rings where you screw the back on and everything. I did that for a long time. Nice. Haley, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Like I said, you got a wrench, so you can do what you want. That's why you have a wrench. If there's ever a problem, I'll let you know. But until then, feel free to do what you feel you need to do. So, wait. Oh, Shocks is talking about Drew. I was like, wait a minute. Is JT and Shocks taking their clothes off? Wait a minute here. What's up, Phillips? I don't bother you. No, that never bothered me. I went to Canada and I had the metal ones in my ear, and I don't know, it wasn't really that cold, but it never bothered me at all. The only thing that bothered me about the metal ones at this size, because I got to this size before I went to Canada and then never went anymore with the metal plugs, was I kept envisioning while I was at work something catching on it and like ripping it out. And it, like, I don't know, it started freaking me out a little bit. That's why I went to these ones where they're so like pliable and soft and everything. That's why you're not live. Oh, that's why you're not coming on. Come on, JT, put them clothes back on and up on the live stream. Leave her alone. Yeah, especially this side, because this side's like really, really thin at the bottom. It's well, pop this sucker out. See how thin it is at the bottom. Just freaks me out, because that side was well, that earlobe is a lot smaller than the other earlobe. I got 2 completely different size earlobes because when I was young, I'd always pierce this one, and I kept yanking on it and piercing it and then taking it out and then yanking on it and piercing it. And so over time, this earlobe was literally twice the size of this earlobe when I started. No, it wasn't that cold when I came up there. Yeah, it was not only was it April, it was the end of April. It was the last week of April that I was in Canada and Manitoba. And no, it wasn't bad at all. I wore a hoodie. That was my jacket the entire time I was there. At the most, I wore this shirt and I wore a t-shirt over top of this, and then my hoodie. Like the day we went wandering around the city, that's all I wore the entire time. But no, that wasn't cold at all. I wanted to be there in early February. But yeah, I wanted to be there for the minus 60. Minus 40 would suck too, but I mean, Susie walked to 7-Eleven and she had eyelash extensions on and her eyelashes froze. Like she had like little icicles hanging off of her eyelids. That's how cold it was. And yeah, and Shocks was wearing 2 pairs of pants. I only wore one. I was wearing just a pair of jeans. And it was a great day to wander.
Let's go sit up first.
Chelsea, yeah, he's usually like this after he's been drinking vodka all day long. That's why every once in a while next to his name, you'll see me hit the mute button. Because if I'm trying to yell, go ahead and mute him.
Oh.
Hub. It's great. Hang on, I'm gonna let this doggy in. Come on, dog. You out there whining? You want to say hi? Do you? You want to say hi? Come on. Hup, hup, come here. Hup. There we go. There's the pepper dog.
Oh, my beautiful little puppy!
What are you doing? You're gonna smack your head off. Yeah, right there. Okay, she's done.
Yeah, I still can't lick my titty yet. I need to be able to lick my titty. Can you lick your titty? Can you lick your nipple?
Can I lick my nipple? I'm sure. I only got one, but.
What do you mean? What happened to your other nipple?
I was burned, or wait, wrong. I was burned as a child. It's like rolls right down here, across here, and burnt.
Oh, man.
Philip, I don't remember not letting you into the chat last weekend. Actually, I wasn't live last weekend. And to answer Chelsea's question, when do I go live? Mondays and Fridays. That's usually been my schedule. So, but yeah, I wasn't live on the weekend. I know that for sure. Yeah, Shucks. And Chelsea, yeah, she's my pretty little girl. That's my pretty pit bull.
Yeah, burn your nipple and shit.
There you go. Light that cigarette and then do that. Oh, it is lit. Yeah. Definitely hit your nipple then. There you go.
Fuck yeah, oh man, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
That'd be a great idea, JT. As soon as he's done with his cigarette, just put it out on his nipple. Just.
Hey, Corp, if you're watching, I'll be here in a minute, buddy.
That would be pretty funny. Later. Yep.
It'd be fun.
Chelsea wants to know why you took your shirt off. I'm gonna say because of vodka.
Some sexy beast.
Okay, well maybe there's
sexiness. I was hoping I could lick my nipple, but I couldn't.
Pedro said to build a callus on your nipple, Drew. That'd be funny. Yep. And Philip, that's exactly. Well, not exactly. That's why I let Drew in. I know what Drew's all about, and he knows that I'll mute him or kick him out if he's just too rowdy.
Yeah. Get the hell out of here, you bunch of pussies. If you can't handle it, you can't handle it. Get the hell out. Woo! It's called content, baby. Yeah.
All right. I think you're waking up my dog.
Content king.
Every time you yell, my dog's ears go up. Like, what the heck is going on over there?
Content king. Watch the views go up as the nipples flicker.
I don't see him going up.
The content.
It might have gone down a couple.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking, Chelsea. Same thing with my dog. She was like, picked her head up, like, what the heck is going on? Chelsea said when you yelled, all three of her cats ran into her room.
That means they went to get their friends to view the content. Woo! Yeah! Fuck yeah! We're going live. We're gonna go viral because of my nipples. Woo! We're gonna go viral.
You're absolutely right, Shocks.
We're going viral.
There. I forgot I can do this. Yep. And the funny thing was, I was always the guy that got to the party the latest. So I was always like stone sober and like was like, oh, okay, what's going on here?
You know what I found? You know what I found? A little knot in the armpit hair. I was like, I better. How you doing, better?
Hey, JT and Shucks, you might as well hop on. You said you were going to bed like an hour ago. You're still here. That. Well, apparently, JT, the clothes thing doesn't exactly apply tonight, so I guess it doesn't matter, does it? That's hilarious, Chelsea. Or wait, I forgot I can do this. Yeah. Nipples are one thing, not the armpit, Drew, not the armpit. Got a request. Yeah, this is the StreamYards thing. You can do all kind of stuff with it. You can add people. You can throw a link in the chat, and you don't have to add them unless you want to, which kind of sucks because it always seems like you don't want to because there's not like a good notification that you're in the behind the scenes or whatever, the dungeon or whatever the heck you want to call it. Well, heck yeah, add to the train wreck, Shucks. Okay. Yeah, girls' nipples aren't allowed, but don't you have what are they called, the pasties or whatever? You could just throw some pasties on or something.
Dude, my nipples are allowed. Come on. Will I tweak them a little bit? Oh, it's putting on low.
Or if you got like stickers or something, you could just put a sticker on there or something. Pretty sure that would still flag it, but it'd be funny. Stuff like that. That's why I always willing to. That's why I'm always trying to chance it. Trinity, where the hell's that at? There it is. That's funny stuff.
God damn!
No, it's a little different. Pastries are a little different than pasties. Wait, does it? It does say pasties. Oh. Nope. Nobody can unsee it. That's why I'm not even looking at like the video. I'm only looking at the chat.
Shouldn't be looking at my nipples anyway.
There it is. Yeah, StreamYards is or StreamYard.com is pretty darn cool. I've been kind of impressed with it so far. There's a lot of things that you can do. Like, what is it? This? No. What is it? This? No, where the hell is it at? Well, I'm not going to type one out, but you can make your own banner. See, here's the actual program telling you that you can. You just got to like click below and create a banner, but I kind of don't feel like that. Where the hell is the other thing? Oh, here's this. You can take the names away and put the names back, and the names, you can create your own name every single time you come in. You can make it say whatever you feel like. Oh, wait, no, I don't want to do that. What's this? Oh, neat. You can change the size of the names. I kind of like it smaller. Oh, yeah, look, you can do that. Oh, black background or black background? Some of the stuff you actually have to pay for it to get it to work. Like this logo up in the corner that says powered by StreamYard. You can get that taken away if you actually pay for it. You can put your own logo up there or anything like that. But see, yeah, ooh, professional. Oh wow, that makes the comments smaller too. And can I be Ed Gruberman? Yeah, you can be anything you want. What? If it looked like the duck from earlier, what? The duck up there right now with the green head? That's a Drake Mallard, which would be the male version. The hens don't have a green head. They've got a brown head, which I've got videos. They're not mallards, but they're Rouen ducks, Roen ducks. They're just big, fat mallards that can't actually fly. And I had a bunch of them. I don't know what the hell Drewski's doing. I thought he was about to start flexing. There he goes. Hey, go get...
Oh, shit.
Go show everybody off your sword skills.
No, you really want me to?
I don't know. How about you, chat? You want to see Drewski's sword skills?
Do you really want me to?
Is that how you process the duck shucks? You just pluck them all? Because I believe you got to like gut them and then pluck them. Do like the whole chicken version. I was telling JT earlier, usually like with regular mallards, like they're kind of a smaller duck, wood ducks. Teal are real small. But like the best thing with a bunch of them is usually just split them right up the breast, like spread it open and cut the 2 breasts right out. And that's usually all the meat you normally want to get out of a duck.
Yeah, I'm fucking get up a sword right now.
Ah, nice.
I don't want to get up a sword right now. It's fucking dangerous.
I remember
It's fucking dangerous.
first time I did do a duck was, geez, man, I was, I don't know, like 14 or 12 or something like that. But yeah, and not only that, but like I was cleaning them, and like all of a sudden this little like bug started crawling on my hand, and I was like, what the heck? And I captured it and put it in a jar. And I remember because me and my dad went hunting, and then we came home and he was like, you're gonna take care of that, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'll take care of it.
Way too dangerous.
Do something. So I captured this little bug, and when he came home, I was like, I don't know what the heck this is. I've never seen anything like it. But it's, I guess it's like a bird lice.
Oh,
and it was like weird. It was like kind of long and like it was kind of weird. Hey, what's up? I am into pain. Oh, wait. I like this sucker. I know, especially with how he's using one eye to look at his phone right now. That's what Chuck said. I'm actually impressed how straight Drewski's walking. Funny stuff. Oh man, deleted that comment. I was about to display it.
No, I'm doing nothing like that. I had to beat you up. There with me.
No, JT.
Derek says he's going to bed. Fucking Derek. What the fuck are you talking about?
Derek? Derek who?
A friend of mine.
That's great. Sure, it's holy. Just be full of holes. Which reminds me, I have my Sunday jeans, which they are very holy. I didn't bring them. I was going to say, I think I brought them to Canada, but no, I'm pretty sure I didn't bring them. Like they literally from like above the pocket on the legs all the way down to like halfway down the shins are nothing but like a ton of holes. And then there's a bunch of holes on the backside too. And I'm pretty sure I didn't bring them because I was like, Canada's probably going to be kind of cold. But the funny thing is, I did bring a pair of shorts.
So how do you feel about that?
Yep. Deeply religious denim. Yeah, the ones I'm talking about, they're like most, I've seen a lot of jeans where they got a bunch of holes in them. These ones are like off the wall, like ridiculous. Like it looks like you took a sander and just went from like above the, like I said, from above the pocket to like all the way to below the, like halfway down the shin. I mean, like they're just shredded. Like they're just thin little lines of denim the whole way down. And I love those jeans, by the way. They're like my absolute favorite pair of jeans. Fun story. I was going on a date, and my sister actually hooked me up with this girl, and we ended up dating for like, I don't know, like a year or something like that. But the very first, because my sister knows how much I love those jeans, the very first thing she was like, okay, it's set up for blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, you'll meet her here at this. And I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. And like the very next thing she said was, don't wear your holy jeans, wear jeans with no holes. That was funny. She knows me that well that she knows that I totally would have went for those jeans. I haven't worn jeans since I was in Canada, but I haven't worn those jeans for a little while. Like a year now, I think. Oh, shoot. Wait. I'm into pain. Are you out of here? Said goodnight. Wait. If you are. Wait. Extra cheese? And gone. Does that mean you're gone? Yeah. Oh, my sister knows me pretty well. She knows that I totally would do something like that. Which, by the way, like 2 dates later, I wore those holy jeans. Oh, and by the way, the chick loved them.
That's awesome. Alright. I'll get off the sword for you.
There you go. Oh, yeah. I haven't done a rev roll in like almost a year now. Yeah, I think New Year's. I think that was the last rev. Actually, I didn't do that on camera either. I was sitting on this couch right here, and I ended up laying down right behind my chair and just taking a nap for like, I don't know, 40 minutes. I'm in pain. Thought you were ordering pizza. Oh, damn. There you go. You got your sword out. I watched Drewski one night. He was so freaking drunk. Like, I saw Drewski one night. He was so freaking drunk that you would have thought there was no way he could even find his bedroom. He literally found his bedroom. He pulled out a sword, and he was like doing all kind of crazy stuff with the sword. Like, I literally thought he was going to lose a foot or something. He was swinging that thing around, like doing all kind of crazy stuff. Never once hit himself. Never hit anything. Like, completely in control of the sword the entire time. It was absolutely amazing.
My sword, dude. Listen, but I'm really listen, man. What are you gonna say?
So if we get enough people in the chat that say that they want to see Drewski swinging around, I'm sure he will. Have you ever caused any kind of damage with swinging your sword around? Like, have you ever like swung it into sheetrock or, you know, hit the ceiling or like a lamp or like a TV?
Swinging around and starting stuff. Yeah. Fucking moment.
Here we go. I feel pretty comfortable because there's like a screen between me and the sword. Yes, JT. I don't think I know who Lance 210 is. Real life fruit ninja. Here, let's just bring him up full screen here.
It's too fucking small of a fucking area for me. I'm telling you, look at my ceilings.
See that? Chelsea says, yeah, making me so nervous I need a cigarette.
I don't want to do this shit. Sorry, I'm not going to do this shit.
Looks like he's all Game of Thrones and everything.
But yeah,
well, hey, if Shucks is making cheesy buns and you got time to hang out on the live stream. All right, Lisa. Oh, I guess I could have highlighted that comment. Look, I am into pain. I'm into pain says you can tell he does practice.
This is a fucking real sword.
That doesn't matter, JT.
The reason it's all fucking, that's fucking rabbit blood. I fucking threw, not lying, threw rabbits up in the air and I fucking.
Oh, but that comment, if you got enough energy to chat in the, BS in the chat, then it's even easier when you're on a live stream because then you just talk. You don't actually have to like type away and get all that stuff typed in.
This is rabbit blood.
Here you go. Mark wants to know, can you swallow the sword?
No. What the fuck? Swallow, goddamn.
Oh, wait. What's that? There it goes. There's always so much delay between the actual chat and where I can actually display it.
I was gonna actually do that. Yeah, all right.
Oh man, I already saw the comment and I can't highlight it until it pops up. There it is. Chelsea wants to know if you're okay over there.
fucking wasted. I'm not fucking doing so shit inside the house. Because if I show you my ceiling,
Oh, that just gave me a really good idea.
I fucking did hit it 3 times.
You should change your name to Overdrive.
But the last time these fuckers got me.
You should change your name to Overdrive Ski the Mike.
Huh?
I said you should change your name to Overdrive Ski the Mike. Because whenever you start screaming, you overdrive the mic like crazy. That's funny. True. Party of one. True. Party of one.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Let's go, bitch! Fuck yeah!
You out, Mark?
You a fucker! Fuck yeah!
If you're out, Mark, take it easy, man. Have a good one. Nice. Bob says he just needs a bit more vodka. I agree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Like, fuck everybody else.
Later, Mark.
I need to get the fuck out of this town.
Come on, Shocks, throw those pasties on and hop on. Don't they make man-sized pasties? That way JT can hop on.
Oh, they don't make pussy pasties either.
Actually, no, he didn't need a pasty because usually, you know, you're only like right here where you can only see like this much. Where the hell is it? Like, yeah, right here.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. Pastries. Well, pastries, pasties. I mean, depending on how you use them, they're all the same, right? Pastries can become pasties, right? I don't know. I don't work for Hollywood, but I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. Where's my dog at? Hey, dog. I know you're not passed out, dog. I can see your ears up and they're moving. What a loving dog. That goofy little dog.
Yes, I love that dog.
She is such a... She's...
Oh, I love that dog.
She is so loving too, man. Like, I decided to take a nap. Yeah, I haven't been feeling good this week, so I'm just like, heck with it. I'll just take a nap. And a couple times I'm like, I don't really like laying down in this chair, but like sometimes it's great, you know, like turn it sideways, fold it down as much as you can. But earlier today, I was like, screw it. I'm just going to go in my bedroom and take a nap. And she came right in, like curled up right underneath my armpit and was just sitting there with her head right on my chest. And yeah. Yeah, and she is so freaking cute. I've been looking for like almost a year, which is weird because normally I can find pit bulls like all day long, but when I start looking for pit bulls, can't find one. But I've been looking for like her little counterpart. I want to get like a blue nose pit bull, and which are pretty much like gray. And oh man, I've never had a pit bull before her, and she's my first red nose. And I want to get a blue nose, especially like right now would be my ideal time to get another one, because that way, because she's like 10 and she's getting a little old, and I want her to teach all her good habits to the new dog, which is exactly what I did with my white dog when I got my pit bull. The white dog taught the pit bull all the good habits. I guess, she probably taught a couple bad habits, but
you're so good at transitioning.
What? I got a knife too. Oh yeah.
No, what's your lighter thing?
What's up, cemetery? What's going on?
That is what.
Here, wait. Cemetery wants to know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, that's what separates.
Yeah, me too. I want a blue nose because I got a red nose, so I want to have both at the same exact time. Like my goal from here on out for having a dog is only having a pit, because they are so awesome. Like I grew up in Pittsburgh, and in the North, they demonize pit bulls so bad. Like they are the worst dogs ever. They just attack children. They will bite your face off and blah, blah, blah. Like to the point where my mom hated my pit bull. And she, like, when I got my pit bull, my sister ratted me out. And she told my mom, like, oh, he got a pit bull. And then so my mom's like messaging me, like, I heard you got a dog. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, what'd you get? And I'm like, a red-nosed terrier. And she's like, oh, really? And then like 10 minutes later, she's like, I just Googled it. That's a pit bull. And she was so mad at me. She wouldn't come and visit me for like, she was supposed to come visit the next day. She didn't come visit for like 2 or 3 days. And then she finally came. She hated my dog. Long story short, like after like a year or two, they were the best of friends. Like this, like my dog loves my mom. And like every time my mom was here, she would ignore me and just go to my mom and like put her head on my mom's knee, just like, oh, love me. And they became the best of friends, to the point. So my mom hated my dog so much that she wouldn't even come and visit me. Fast forward to this year, I'm like, I'm going to Canada. And she's like, her very first question was, what's going to happen to your dog? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to put her in the garage, like put a bunch of food out, a bunch of water, and she should be good, I hope. And my mom's like, no, that's crap. I'm coming down there and I'm taking her. I'm going to take care of her. I'm like, all right. Like that was her first question. Her first question wasn't like, you know, what are you doing in Canada? Like, why are you going to Canada? Like, no, none of these questions. Her first question was, what's going to happen to the dog? So that shows you how much my mom loves my dog, to the point where like I literally messaged her, and it was Tuesday, and I messaged her and I'm like, hey, just so you know, or I called her, I guess. I was like, just so you know, I'm leaving on Tuesday. So, you know, if you really want to take care of my dog, then she's like, I'll be there Monday. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, she didn't come here and take care of my dog. She came here and took my dog back to Pittsburgh on a vacation, took it to all kind of like different places and stuff, like did all kind of things with my dog. Like I never got pictures or anything, but she's telling me all these things. I'm like, man, that's more things than you would do if I came.
What the fuck, Mom?
But
why wasn't I involved in that shit?
I totally agree. All pitties are awesome. That's why I got them. Wait, What the hell is this? Drewski likes to butter some biscuits.
I like buttery biscuits.
Wait, you gotta. Oh, that sucks. I hate when they do that, like breed restriction stuff, like get it registered or any of that stuff. Cause I don't know. To me, that's dog racism. Like, yeah, exactly. That is exactly why I got a pit. Because when I lived in the North, all I heard was they will rip your face off. They'll eat your children, blah, blah, blah. And then I moved to the South and I met probably, I don't know, I've said this so many times, like 200, 300 different pit bulls. And every single one was the most behaved, the most loyal, the most perfect little dog I've ever met in my entire life. And that's why I decided, like, I have to get a pit bull. And that's why I did. Jack Russells, though. Yeah, it totally spoils the puppy. But yeah, she came down, like, literally, I like, it blew my mind that was her very first thing.
Friday night?
The very first thing that she was worried about was what's going on with the dog. Like, she didn't care, like, how are you getting to Canada? Like, what are you going to do while you're there? She didn't care anything about any of that stuff. She literally was just like, what's going to happen to the dog? And no, I will come down and I will take care of your dog. So that shows you, like, and it's all like baby steps too, because like she hated pit bulls. And now look at it, like 10 years later, because my pit bulls are 10 years old.
I love you guys. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you out?
Thanks for having me, bro. Yeah, I gotta fucking. I'm gonna try and find somebody. I'm gonna go out to. I want to go out to eat and get some dinner. Thanks for having me, though.
No problem. Thanks for behaving and showing off your sword skills. What's up, Blumberg? But yeah, no, she like totally did a 180. I don't think like she would get a pit bull, but she absolutely loves my pit bull. And but no, that's the exact same thing that I did. Like I didn't know anything about pit bulls, and then I just started meeting pit bulls. And like there was this one pit bull in particular, which I was working with my brother-in-law. He did not like pit bulls. He really didn't like mine. He didn't like any of them. And he was working with me, and we pulled up to a place, and I'm like, oh, the owners are here, so they're probably going to have a pit bull. So check this out. They had a golden retriever, a pit bull, and I can't remember. I think they had like 2 other dogs. I think one was like a little yappy dog, and the other one, I don't think it was a German Shepherd. I can't remember. The only dog that they kept on a leash was the Labrador, because that thing was rowdy as hell. The pit bull, which obviously by technical terms was not really a pit bull, because if you look up the definition of a pit bull, American Pit Bull Terrier, AMBT or AMP or APBT, they are 35 to 65 pounds. This dog was probably like 140 pounds. Big blue nose, like big, like stout and everything. And we pulled in, and I started walking down the driveway, and all you heard was, "Rrr." And like my brother-in-law like backed up a couple steps and was like, yeah, maybe I should just wait in the car. I'm like, nah, this dog's cool. And we walked down, and here's this giant pit bull like walking out, like big, like lumbering pit bull. And that thing just walked right over and just like dropped down in front of me and like put its head up, like, you know, pet me on the head, like right under my hand and stuff. One of my favorite pit bulls out of all the dogs. And that dog actually started changing my brother-in-law's mind. I don't know what his actual opinion is anymore, but No, that was another dog that totally changed my mind. Yeah, definitely drink some water. If you're drinking liquor, always drink water. That's the Blumberg advice right there. All right, Chelsea said, nice meeting you, Drew. I'm sure you'll see him around somewhere. Where the hell's that? There we go. If you're a bitch, get a cat. That's funny. Cats are, I don't know. I'm not exactly a cat fan, but at the same time, I don't hate cats. They're just completely opposite of a dog. And as long as you know that, if you're expecting a dog and you get a cat, then yeah, cat might not be for you, but. Nice. Wait, what the hell does that mean? Nice. Well, if any of y'all want to hop on, I'm not going to be on too much longer, but probably, I don't know, be just a little longer than 20 minutes. I only try to do 3-hour live streams. But no, back to Petty Bulls. No, this dog totally, like, every pit bull that I've ever met, they have changed my mind about pit bulls, especially like, no 8-hour wonder. I don't think so. No, there's going to be plenty more of them to come. But not only that, but I still have not done it, which I should have. Oh, man, I had so many opportunities so far to do it. But I still have a plan. I don't know when it's going to be, to do a 24-hour live stream from start to finish. Like, say, start at 9 o'clock at night and end the next night at 9 o'clock at night. That is still on my roster of things to do. Like, I am going to do that. But no, my one friend, he had an Amstaff, American Staffordshire Terrier, and he had a pit. What was it? A pit rot chow. So a pit bull, a Rottweiler, and a chow, all mixed. And he always would say, like, whenever you come to my place, like, make sure that you knock and I let you in, because the dog will rip you apart. Like, or the dogs, the Amstaff and the pit rot chow mix will, like, tear you apart. And, like, actually kind of worried me a little bit. Like, I went to his house, I don't know, 15 times. And then after that, like, I was like, yeah, I'm not scared of your dogs. And he's like, oh, you don't have to be scared of my dogs. Like, they're just going to, like, tear you apart. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't think your dogs will. Like, your dogs love me. Like, every time I come over, they're, like, hopping in my lap. Like, they just want pet. And he's like, no. Like, when I'm not around, like, they will mess you up. And I'm like, okay, well, I appreciate that, but I really don't think that's the case. And then one time something happened where he was like, dude, I hate to ask you, but can you go to my house and can you go get this? And I was like, yeah, I can do it. And he's like, dude, I just want to let you know, like, open the door slowly and, you know, be careful with the dogs. And if they act aggressive, just shut the door really quick and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I really don't think I'm going to have a problem. He's like, no, I'm serious, dude. Like, my dogs will mess you up. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. Like, your dogs know me and they love me. And he's like, I'm just saying, man, like, I really appreciate if you could do this, but at the same time, abort the mission, like, if anything goes wrong. And I'm like, nah, I got you, man. I'll get whatever the heck. I forget what I needed to get, but it was something happened. I can't remember. But I was like, no, I'll be fine. I walked over, and just to be like me, I did not knock. I didn't like open the door slowly. I opened the door like I owned the place and walked in and shut the door behind me and just walked right to where I needed to go. Both of his dogs were right next to me, just sitting there like hopping up and down like a chihuahua or like, you know, whatever. And they're just sitting there like, love me, love me. And I was just like petting both dogs with both hands as I was walking to wherever I needed to go to get whatever I needed to get. I don't even remember what the heck it was. It was like some kind of like family emergency or something like that. And I went and got it and like ended up leaving. And it took me an extra 5 minutes because before I left, I'm just sitting there like on the ground, like with both dogs like up on my shoulders, like, oh, you little puppy doggies. You're so cute. I love that Amstaff. I can't even remember her name because she was the Amstaff was a she and the Chow Pit was a he. Oh man, I can't remember their names, but they both absolutely loved me. They always loved me. Every time I went over there, I never worried about walking in. And the same thing with like everybody I know that comes over here. Like my neighbor, he just walks right in. He doesn't care. My dog's like sitting there barking at him and everything, and he just like, shut up. And like walks right in. Like, I'll give you some love. But, yeah, nah. Oh, what did I miss? Holy crap. Takeout. No more 8-hour wonders. Nah. Like I said, I'll do the 24. Well, I think I did 8 hours on New Year's. That was that was I should go back and look at what the numbers are on, or I should have done that a long time ago. I have no idea what the numbers were, but I know that was when we had hangouts and you could have 10 people. We had 10 people almost the entire time. We started before East Coast New Year's. I think it was like 10 or 11 on East Coast time, and we went all the way until Hawaii celebrated New Year's. Like, we just went live forever, and it was like 10 people on the live stream at all times. It was insane. Where the hell is that? God, that's great. But yeah, no, that Mercedes, that was the Amstaff, and I can picture him in my mind. I just can't remember his name. Zeus? I think his name is Zeus. So Mercedes and Zeus was the Amstaff and the Pit Rot Chow mix. And those were two dogs that absolutely completely changed my mind about bully dogs. Like, ever since then, I'm like, I am going to get one. But then I got this dog, and that is the most loyal dog I've ever had in my I've had dogs since I was born. We had like my dad had 2 different Brittany Spaniels, a Chocolate Lab, which technically was my dog, which meant I had to feed it, Yorkshire Terrier, another Yorkshire Terrier, another Brittany Spaniel, which was mine, the white dog, and then this Pit Bull. And out of all of those dogs, this one is like the best dog out of all of them. And it's just out of loyalty. Like, she just loves me. Like, she sits at my feet. She will follow me around. If I, like I said earlier today, I went to my bedroom and laid down for a little bit because I wasn't feeling good. She came right into the bedroom, hopped up on my bed, and like curled up under my arm just to lay with me. Like my white dog never would do that. At the very most, she'd come into my bedroom and curl up on the floor on the ground. But she would not like hop up on the bed and like curl up, with me or anything like that. She didn't give a crap about me. But this pit bull, she can't I could open it happened so many times. My aunt and uncle came while my parents were here. So my parents had my mom's little Yorkie, and my aunt and uncle open up the door. Yorkie takes off, just out the door. She's like 3 doors down. Wait, isn't that a band? She's like 3 neighbors down. Like, she doesn't care. My pit bull runs out the door too, and she does circles around my aunt and uncle's car, and then just comes back to the front door and whines because nobody will let her back in, because everybody else was out trying to find that stupid Yorkie. Like, that's the difference right there. Chows can get mean. I've heard that about chows, but at least, this one was also a pit rot mix, so I don't know that much about chows. But oh yeah, New Year's was one of the most fun times I've had in a long time. That was like the grand live stream of all time. Like, it was everybody. Yep, see, Cemetery was here. I'll do that every once in a while, but not so much. Actually, no. Where I live, it's in the middle of nowhere. I have all of them. I mean, obviously, you can see behind me, my back door. I can't even point at it. I took the blinds down. You can still see the 3 dealies up above where the blinds were held from. I don't even have blinds on my back window. My front window, I took the blinds off the back window, cut them down to size so that they could fit on the front window. And I've closed them like twice the entire time I've had blinds on my front windows. And the bedrooms are different. I think all the roads facing windows, they all have blinds that are closed, or at least partially closed. But yeah, no, the back, I mean, that behind here is like swamps and woods, and behind that is state, county, I don't know. It's whatever, some kind of government land where you can't build on it. So nobody should technically be behind my house. So it doesn't really matter if I have my blinds open. I got blinds in my bathroom, which face the back side of the property. I've never had them closed. I've had them wide open since we moved in, which has been like 14 years now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, almost positive JT and Shocks were both on the New Year's panel, which is so much more fun when you have like a couple on the live stream, because then you have like 2 people in one little box instead of like, one box for one box for the other. I love that because, I don't know, you just fit more people technically into the live stream. That's why my windows are tinted on the rides. Well, that's different with your vehicle. I prefer having nice dark tint on my windows in my vehicle, but at the same time, it's, what is it, 20% here on the, or no, I think it's like 10% on the front 2 window, the side 2 windows, And then anything behind you can be like 20%, and the windshield can be, I think, 4 inches from the top down, 20%. But I haven't done that. But I would prefer to do that. Cops can do it, but apparently I can't do it. Cops can have it so dark that you can't see in, but yet you can't have your vehicle that way because then cops can't see into yours. Well, they shouldn't be looking into your vehicle. You have a right to privacy, but that's the way I always feel about it. Heyo. Aloha. What? Like stuffing a friend in the truck at the drive-thru? Hey, what does that mean? I don't know if I follow that. Yeah, so they can't see my face. Well, I don't want anybody to see anything inside my vehicle. I don't feel anybody else has a right to look into my vehicle to see that, hey, my cell phone is sitting there and I have a mount on my CD player right up at the top of my dash, and that's where I keep my phone when I go into a store. I don't think people should be able to see my cell phone there. Like that, I don't know. That's just the way I feel. Like, it's my property. Like, if I get pulled over by a cop, well, then maybe I should just put down my window, which still, I don't think I should have to put down my window. I understand officer safety. I understand all the cops' views, but at the same time, the Fourth Amendment was written for a specific reason, and it had nothing to do with officer safety. It had everything to do with leave me the hell alone. You have no reason to go ahead and bother me. It's all about illegal searches and seizures. And that's what I feel about pulling me over on the road because I pushed that long skinny pedal down too much. Or in your mind, I didn't stop at a stop sign long enough or anything like that. It's just kind of, I don't know. That's pretty dumb. They call me a radical and anti-government and all that stuff, but no, I just want to be me and be left the hell alone. And that's technically what the Fourth Amendment says. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, places, houses, and effects shall not be violated. Oh, damn it. You gotta look this shit up, man. It's been so long. But that's my one of my absolute favorite amendments is the Fourth Amendment, because it literally means leave me alone. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated. No warrant shall be issued, but upon probable cause supported by oath or affirmation, in particular describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. It's one of my absolute favorite amendments. Well, all the first 10 are. And that's one of my favorite sayings is if the Second Amendment falls, which is the right to bear arms, if the Second Amendment falls, the first, the third, the fourth, the fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th will follow right afterwards, which is why they like to go ahead and demonize the Second Amendment so much. That's funny. Well, yeah, well, that is definitely your right to do there. All right, I'm going to give you crap, JT Bear, because you've been hanging out for like 2.25 hours, and you're like, oh, yeah, I got to go to bed. And here it is like 2.25 hours later, and You're still hanging out in the chat. You could have hopped on at any time. And like I said, it's so much easier to just say whatever you want to say instead of like writing it in the chat. If I wanted to say anything that I was saying tonight, like that would have taken me so long to type it out in the chat. Not because I am a slow typer, but just like I'm a slow eater. But no, it's so much easier just to say it. Although you would have had to put on your pastries. That's funny stuff. The pastries. I doubt that. I doubt that you type faster than you talk. I definitely am nowhere near. I can talk like 20, 30 times faster than I can type. And I know that you meant to pass out. That's why I was saying like 2 hours ago that you should have hopped in a live stream. Because it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. You've been saying a bunch of stuff. Making fun of a bunch of stuff. And then we would have gotten to this point right here. Give me a little more juice. And not only that, but we would have had a twofer because Shocks would be in the background and she would have been saying all kind of funny stuff. Whoa. What the hell is going on here? Wait, what? Oh, that's what the hell happened. All right. I wonder what the hell happened there. Is it 3 in the afternoon? Well, yeah, no, I guess it depends on where in Australia. Where in Australia? Oh no, no, just Cemetery saying I would join, but my internet's down. Oops, there it is. The that doesn't mess with mine whatsoever. But you also got to remember, I'm a gigantic map nerd. Like I have Google Maps right here and I'm looking. Like I can see Winnipeg right there. I can see where I'm at. I can see Jacksonville, Florida, Dallas, Houston, Phoenix, LA, San Francisco, Portland. I'm looking at all of that right here. And it just takes a click and a spin and I can go to the opposite side of the globe and stuff like that. I am such a gigantic map nerd that, like, to the point that when I'm talking to Susie or JT or Shocks, like immediately my mind goes 1 hour behind me. If I'm talking to Charles, like it's 1 hour behind me, or Rob Blumberg. If I'm talking to Russ, my mind goes to 2 hours behind me. If I'm talking to JDS, my mind goes to 3 hours behind me. If I'm talking to Laura, I know it's 5 hours in front of me. Like, that's how much of a map nerd I am. Like, I know what the time difference is on everybody. Like, actually, I get sketchy when it goes to the opposite side of the world. That's why I was asking about where in Australia, because I know they're Australia. Like, isn't Australia the size of the continental U.S.? So like they've got a bunch of time zones over there. So it all depends. Are you like in Brisbane or are you in Perth, or are you in Sydney, or like anywhere in between? Like, but the first thing in my mind when I think, like, that's why I always try to remember people's names, because remembering their names, remembering their channel name will also help me remember where they're at. And I try to remember exactly where everybody is, so I know what their time zone at the very least is. You know, there's also New South Wales. Isn't that that would be Sydney-ish? Yeah. Sydney, Newcastle, Canberra, Melbourne. Yeah, that's all down there, which my niece's name is Sydney, and we have every intention to visit every city that my niece and nephew and nieces are named after, which is Scotland, Sydney, and Austin. So, but dang it, man. And Brisbane, wait, what the hell's Brisbane? Isn't that up in Queensland? Yeah, I think that's 3 hours behind me by 20 or 12 hours. So yeah, that should be like, well, it should be like 9 o'clock in the morning, I think, if they're in New South Wales. Or they're 12 hours. I can't remember. I just can't remember the dang time zone right now. I used to be really good at this, because I know Tony's east of that. She's in New Zealand, and she's like all the way down at the very bottom. She's like one of the closest points to Antarctica, excluding South America. And I can't, maybe she is 12 hours exactly from me. So maybe that would be 13 hours. I can't remember. I can't ask again. They're in a girl chat. Oh, nice. What kind of swap meet? Yeah, well, I've seen Tony around a little bit. But the last time I saw Tony around, she had a bunch of stuff going on. Like, her dad was in a car wreck, and I don't know, she didn't elaborate on anything else, but there was a bunch of different things that were happening. So I don't know. Much love to her, though. I hope everything's going good. Well, no, I saw her the other day on a live stream, not in the chat of a live stream, and she said she couldn't connect. And I think she did say that there was some things going on. So hopefully, I don't know, throw some prayers out there if you do prayers, or I don't know, well wishes or whatever towards Tony, because she's a nice chick. Nice chica. Yeah, I haven't seen Cobra either. I've seen Cobra a couple times, but it's just been in the chat, like, yo, what's going on? And then like 10 minutes later, he's out of the chat. I haven't seen him on a live stream or anything like that. But I also saw that Cal's been going live like way later than I want to stay up. And usually that's when Cobra will hop in. So I haven't seen any of those either. Ooh, nice. Auto, truck, and motorcycle related parts. Hell yeah. In Texas, that's got to be awesome. Like, they got to have all kind of cool stuff over there. And not only that, it's Texas, so you're not going to get like a bunch of rusted up parts. For the most part, I'm sure you're going to get some rusted up parts, but nah, I love that kind of stuff. Perfectly honest, I don't really need any parts. I'm sure I do. Maybe a nice... No. I was going to say a nice LS engine or something like that, but no, I don't know what the hell I'd put it in. Yeah, no road salt. Yeah, no, in the South, like here, like where I live, if you buy a car from here, there is no road salt on the bottom side of the vehicle. There will be salt from driving on the beach and getting all that salt water and corrosion and stuff up underneath the undercarriage. But as far as like driving on the road, no, there's no roads. We don't have road salt. We don't have plows. So that's why when it snows and it's like 3 inches, the entire town shuts down. Like there is nothing happening. And which I've shown a bunch of times in my videos, because we get snow and yep, that's it. Like the entire place shuts down. Ooh. Oh man. JT, I don't know exactly, but I follow automotive people out of Winnipeg, and you need a new front drive shaft, whole exhaust system. I could sway you on that one. And new alternator, Junkyard, get close to Winnipeg, and they got a U-Pull-It yards. I've watched them go there so many times. Those guys, I've watched those guys go. I think I've watched them pull like 12 or 13 5.3 LS engines out of junkyard vehicles and supercharge them or turbocharge them. But a front drive shaft and an alternator, I'd probably buy brand new. Front drive shaft, nope. I would go to the junkyard, make sure the CV joints were good. Or if you have a good drive shaft, then I would buy brand new CV, or well, maybe not CV joints. I'd probably grab a junkyard CV joint. But U-joints, I would buy brand new. But the whole exhaust system, first off, what I would do is depends on what's messed up. You got it off usually they're manifolds, because no like stock vehicle has like headers anymore. So off the manifolds, and they usually come down to a Y pipe where they both go together and then go into the catalytic converter. After that, I would just cut that. If you have a problem after that, I would cut it off right there. What I would do is just buy a muffler. You can buy whatever muffler you feel like. Flowmaster, get a really loud one, get a really quiet one, whatever. I mean, there's tons of mufflers. They're very cheap. And just put that sucker on right there, and then just get pipe. And that stuff is pretty cheap. All I would do is go, well, I'm assuming you're talking about your Jeep. I'm thinking my pickup truck, because all I need to do is, which is what I did, after my pickup truck is after it made it behind the cab, I just dumped it right out right there. So that way you don't even need a whole exhaust system. And not only that, it's louder now, and you got better, I guess, breathing for the exhaust to flow and everything. But oh yeah, you said 97 Grand Cherokee 5.2, 5.2s, and yeah, I guess so. They had 4.0, straight 6. That's one of my favorite engines. But you got a Grand Cherokee, so that's the V8, so that's 5.2. I don't know. But I would like make my own exhaust. I wouldn't bother trying to get like an actual replacement exhaust. And I love quiet would be good. I hate quiet vehicles. My exhaust, I think it cost me like $200. And that was like the entire dual exhaust kit. And that was pretty much like after the catalytic converter, cut that sucker off, put the single inlet Flowmaster muffler in there, and then dual pipes that went out all the way to the very rear, which I ended up cutting those things all up and just like side piping them. And I freaking love it. But it's also loud. But you can get like quieter ones and stuff like that. But yeah, the alternator, I would definitely get brand new, just so you don't have to worry about it ever again. Because you could buy one from the junkyard, put it in, and a week later that thing's dead. And now you got to go buy another one. So what are you going to do? Buy a new used one, or are you going to buy, a brand new one? I would rather buy brand. There's only certain things like a starter, alternator, water pump. I think that's pretty much all that I would buy brand new. Engine, transmission, even radiator, whatever the hell you call it. What else? Most of the, maybe an ignition I'd get new. Distributor I'd probably get new. Plugs and wires I'd get new. But besides that, there's a lot of stuff you can get brand new, and there's a lot of things you can get used. And wait, where the hell did I go? Wait, I kind of... Oh, Cemetery. Well, Cemetery said his exhaust cost $425. All right, I can do this. I keep forgetting. I don't get this comment, Lisa. Your muffler got wet, so you need to replace the whole thing on your Suburban? You shouldn't. I've had my vehicle up to the door handles in water, and I never had a need to replace it due to any kind of flooding. Because, you think about it, the exhaust is what's coming through. So the engine pumps in air in through the intake, goes into the engine, compresses, combusts, and then it gets blown out the, through the cylinder, or through the heads, through the exhaust, or through the exhaust manifolds, which goes through the catalytic, through the muffler. That should just dry itself out. That shouldn't ever need replaced, because I wouldn't think, I don't know, maybe I'm just dumb, but I wouldn't think you would ever have to do that. And JT says I have to leave at work at 5 a.m. and quiet is nice to the neighbors. I don't even think like that. Every one of my neighbor across the street has a diesel that is so loud that it rumbles my house when he is just barely idling. It is so freaking loud, and it doesn't bother me whatsoever. And my truck is I think the next to the loudest muffler that you can get. What are bitch pipes, Cemetery? Ooh, the oil pump is sketchy. Do you have like a drop in oil pressure? Because that's one thing I would definitely pay attention to, and I would probably buy brand new too. You never want to mess around with the oil pump. You want that oil pump pumping oil through your engine because that will make your engine last like technically forever, as long as you change your oil all the time. That's another part, like water pump, oil pump. Like those are some things I would never buy used. I shouldn't say never. I would, but I would keep an eye on it, like very, very close. Because one thing you never want to do is overheat your vehicle. You never want to have a lack of lubrication for your engine, because that's the biggest killer of your engine. If you don't have water to cool it down, if you don't have oil to lubricate it, you might as well kiss your engine goodbye, which in most people's case would be kiss your entire vehicle goodbye, because most people aren't going to like go to the junkyard, pull an engine and bring it home and put a brand new engine in. I would, but most people will not do that. Yeah, it's sat around for 4 days. I still wouldn't think that would do much to your muffler. I could be wrong. I like to think I know about vehicles a little bit, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to kill your muffler. With the exception of it's like really, really hot and then the water set in, then maybe you could get some damage because you go from like extreme heat to extreme cold. Then it might like break welds or, something like that. But for the most part, I would think just drive it and it should clear everything out. And that is a hilarious statement, cemetery. The muffler bearings right there with the windshield the windshield wipe, or the turn signal fluids, and which are all jokes, by the way. There's no muffler bearings. There's no turn signal fluid. Those are all like awesome automotive jokes. I hate quiet pipes. Loud pipes save lives. Use the plan. Well, like some of the stuff you can go used, but I don't know. When it comes to like an alternator, a starter, stuff like that, like water pump, I would go brand new, because the amount of time that you would put into replacing it, and then, it failed in a week. Well, now you got to go replace it again. I would rather just have brand new. Like same with like an idler pulley. Like I would not, they're like $8 or something like that. I would buy brand new. I wouldn't bother like going to a junkyard, because they're probably junk to begin with. Not junk to begin with, but junk by the time you get to them at the junkyard. So it's better to just, hedge your bet and not be broken down on the side of the road by just go ahead and paying like $8 for a brand new idler pulley. I did that. I had to replace one. Actually, I still need to replace the other one. Performance, if possible. I'm guessing exhaust. You don't exactly need performance. I went quote performance only because I wanted my exhaust. If you're talking about exhaust, I wanted my exhaust like pretty much as loud as I could get it, which I screwed up, and I got the next to the loudest instead of the loudest. The loudest is like a muffler that's like this big. I got my muffler that's like this big. And I kind of wish I would have gone for the other one, or just cut the entire exhaust off and just let it go straight pipes with a cat, even though we don't have emissions here. And I miss my cherry bombs. I had, or wait, no, it wasn't cherry bombs. I think it was glass packs. And my glass packs, they were on my Straight 6 4.0. What the hell was it? It was a 242 cubic inch straight six Jeep 4.0. That thing sounded, and it was a 5-speed. Ugh. That's the greatest. When you have loud pipes and you have a 5-speed, oh my God, that's the way to go, because you can control how much or how loud your vehicle is. You can just do like like you can just like totally like early shift it, and it's not that loud. But automatic, nah, completely different story. Which you have a Grand Cherokee, which is an automatic. I'm almost positive they didn't make any of them in a 5-speed. You don't know, it's rusted. It all depends. Is the exhaust actually leaking? Which I'm pretty sure, doesn't your husband work on vehicles? Or at least, I don't know if he works on vehicles, but I know he's like a very handy kind of guy. So he can at least look at it and probably probably look at it and see, like, if there's visible holes, then it's rusted out. But if it's just rusted on the outside, that's just because of water. I really wouldn't worry about it. Actually, I wouldn't worry about exhaust almost whatsoever. It just might be a little loud. My work truck, the exhaust, like right after the catalytic converter, the pipe going into the muffler actually separated, and the pipe was like below the muffler, and it was just straight pipe. I love that thing. That thing was so freaking loud. But I mean, that's just me. I love that thing. I love driving it. And it was like a Dodge Ram 2500, I think. With like, I don't know, I think it was a smaller V8 at the time, which I guess that'd be like a 4.8. Maybe it was a 5, or no, 5. No, it might have been like a 5.1, 5.2, something like that. I don't think it was the 5.9, because I had that in my Dodge Ram. But headers, no cats, cherry bombs. Hell yeah, man. I'm all about that. Especially if you have no emissions. You don't have to worry about the cats. And cherry bombs or glass packs. I think I had the Thrush glass pack on my Jeep. That thing was awesome, man. Hell yeah. That was always my biggest reason for not getting a Grand Cherokee. I love Jeeps, specifically the Cherokees, the regular Cherokees, the sports. But if they had a Grand Cherokee, like even the Grand Cherokees with the automatic, I would buy that one of those for like an off-road machine. Jack it up, put big tires on it, cut the fender or the bumpers off of it so you could fit them, like cut out the wheel wells and stuff so you could put big tires under it. Hell yeah. I love them. That's one of the vehicles that I would buy that's an automatic. But I love the regular Cherokee 5-speed. That's my dream vehicle. I wish I could buy one like right now. I want like an 87 to like a 2001 Jeep Cherokee 4.0 2-door 5-speed 4-wheel drive. I don't care about any other option. That's all I care about. 2-door 5-speed 4-wheel drive. It can have manual windows. I'd prefer to have manual windows because you can't mess those up. I had two of them. I had an 87 and I had a 95. 87 AMC Jeep Cherokee, and I had a 95 Chrysler Jeep Cherokee. And those were two of the best vehicles I ever had in my entire life. I actually traded my 95 Cherokee for a 96 Chevy Blazer. Dumbest mistake I ever made. I should have just kept the 5-speed Cherokee. To this day, I'm actually both of those, the 87 and the 95. I'm still kicking myself in the butt to this day, because the 87 was the one with the glass pack. But to this day, I am still kicking myself. They're both 5 speeds, by the way. I'm still kicking myself in the butt to this day because those were 2 of the best vehicles I ever had. My dad, I ended up trading the 95 back to my dad, and I bought his 96 Chevy Blazer, which was an S10 Blazer. Piece of crap. He got rid of the 95 Cherokee because the rear leaf springs needed replaced, and he couldn't replace them. He bought the leaf springs, but couldn't actually get the bolts undone. If I'd have known then what I knew now, I totally would have said, like, just bring me the damn truck. I'll fix it for you, and you can keep it here and drive it when you come, or I'll fix it here, and then you can take it back there or whatever. So mad about that. And he got rid of it for like $500. Good luck finding a Jeep Cherokee 5-speed with 4.0 that's in good condition, just needs rear leaf springs replaced, which he got 1 done. It only needed 1 done. And he sold it for like $500. It still kills me to this day. Oh, where else we at? Yeah, 5-speed with loud pipes. I want that so bad. I got an automatic with very loud pipes, and I love that. Wow. All depends about that. Lack of compression is kind of a bad thing in most people's eyes. A lot of people's I watch a lot of car stuff. A lot of people say it's not that big of a deal. It depends on what kind of smoke you're talking about. Are you talking about like smoke like through the valves, like through the exhaust? Then that could be a deal. You might have to get new heads. Heads are going to be kind of expensive. You need a new muffler. Well, a new muffler is not that big of a deal. Depending on how you want to do it, like you could always, like I went to mine. I went right before the first muffler in my truck, and I cut that thing right off and threw all the exhaust away. Put a brand new muffler on there and just put side pipes. I'm going to change it to just be dump pipes, so they just like point straight down. Yeah, they don't check for emissions here either. Or what? Back up here. Yeah, I knew he was mechanically inclined, so you should be all right. Well, he should, I don't know, have him look at it, see if he agrees with me, because I don't think most people need a brand new exhaust system. Usually, like what I usually do is if I need a new muffler, I cut it off, like just like I just said, cut it off before the muffler, put a new muffler on there, put dump pipes on there, bam, done. The only problem with that is if you put the dump pipes below the cab, they could, like sitting in traffic, they could, like the exhaust will go up and come back into the cab. So you at least have to get behind the cab and then dump them. Hell yeah. I've missed that vehicle forever. Yeah, that's a very good point. Although those, like, depending on which one, like the 3.7 liter V6 technically has more power and more torque than a 4.0. Because I think the 4.0 is 242 cubic inch, but it was only like 190 horsepower and like just over 200 foot-pounds. But the 3.7 was like 214 horsepower. I don't know. I could be totally wrong about that. And like just like the same amount of foot-pounds. So, yeah, and straight 6. I love the straight 6, the 4.0. Like that. Well, not only that, not only is one of my like life goals is to get another Jeep Cherokee 4.0 2-door 4-wheel drive. But not only that, but I want to turbocharge it. I want to like completely pull the engine out. I want to re-gap the rings so that it can actually take the turbo and everything, and completely redo everything, put new bearings, everything in there, put it all back together, and then plumb it up to a turbo, which if you don't know, the turbo is you use the exhaust gas to go to the turbo, which spins the turbine, which in turn spins the intake turbine, which will put more air into the engine, which will make it faster technically. Well, more powerful, I should say. But that's what I want to do. I want to turbocharge a 4.0 straight six. I mean, not only that, but it's a straight six. So you only have like one exhaust coming out. So if you just go ahead and hook it straight to a turbo and then just do a dump pipe out the back or even out the front, off the hood, I don't care. And then like plumb it in, maybe even do an intercooler. That would be awesome. But Matt's towing. Wait, what? You're gonna hate this, but rebuild an electric Fiero? I don't think they made an electric Fiero. Fieros were known for catching on fire because they were gas rear engine cars made by Pontiac. Which I always thought a Fiero was pretty damn cool. I don't know. What are you talking about? Like putting like a Tesla engine in a Fiero? That would be interesting. Especially that's whatever that fastest one, I can't remember what the hell they call it. The Berserker mode, or it's like got some weird name like that. But no, I never heard of Matt's towing. But I guess I should check him out. You don't always have to pull the engine out and rebuild it. That's the ideal situation, but that also you're going to be down a vehicle. You're going to have like a bunch of space in your carport taken up while you're rebuilding it. You need to buy like an engine hoist. Like there's all kind of different stuff. There are other ways to go about like fixing it, like especially like if you got like valves that aren't sealing correctly, like you could always just replace the head. You don't even have to pull the engine on that one. You could just pull the head, put a new head gasket on there. I mean, while you're at it, geez, I don't know. Anytime you're getting into the engine, like my first thing is, because it's only like I think like $500 or $600 to replace all the bearings, all the bearings, like I think, unless I'm misquoting one of the car shows I've watched, but like replacing all the bearings, the push rods, you can even replace the rockers. The heads are going to cost you a couple $1,000 if you want to replace them. But besides that, I mean, practically have a brand new engine at that point. Think big, RC. I always loved the Fiero. I always thought those were pretty awesome. Oh no, there you go. That's what I would do. Pretty sure. Well, something along the lines right here. But, well, yeah, 6.0, 6.2, 5.3, like any of the LS motors. That might be a better way to go. What do you say? You had a 5.2. So I guess technically it'd be a little bit bigger, but I don't know. LS engines are really awesome. And there's a bunch of people up in Winnipeg that I follow on YouTube that do that kind of stuff. And specifically, they will take like a Ford Mustang, pull the engine out, and put like an LS engine, which, if you don't know, that's a Chevy engine, which I always think is hilarious because they got a Ford with a Chevy engine, but they got kits to do it. So if you're going to like rebuild the engine, you might be better off going to a junkyard and pulling a 5.3 V8 and just put that in there instead. Because they make conversion kits, so you could probably mate them right up to the transmission. They make replacement motor mounts. And I can't think of much more that you would actually need. Maybe some of the accessory drive. You might need like some new adapters. Maybe you have to. No, that wouldn't. I was going to say like maybe a new water pump to run in the reverse direction. But if it's like the same water pump that came on an LS engine, it should be rotating the right way anyway. But, well, you could always do that too. Gut the car, keep the shell. No gas motor, an electric version of a Fiero. I never heard of an electric version of a Fiero. The only thing I've ever heard of was I don't even remember what the hell it was. Wasn't it like a 4.8 or 4? I think it was some kind of 4 or a 6-cylinder engine. I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe it was a V8. That's funny. That's funny too. Yeah, well, that's why I was saying 5.3. But you can find like a 6.2, 5.7. I think that's like usually like a Corvette engine and what, like a C6. 6.2. I'm thinking of Dodge with their Hemis, the 6.2 Hemi. There's like a 6.0 Hemi and a 6.2 Hemi. But no, there's like a 6-liter LS in something. I want to say it's like 3,500 cargo vans and stuff like that. But no, I totally agree. I'd go with the 5.3 just because they're so easy to find. Like you find a Chevy Tahoe, probably got a 5.3. You find like a Chevy Silverado, probably a 5.3. A bunch of different stuff like that. Chevy 1500 cargo van. It's probably like a 4.8 or not a 4.8. What is it? A 4.6 or a 5.3. But yeah, no. That's another thing that I really want to do is just do like an engine swap in a vehicle. But luckily, I'm driving a Hemi. Dodge Ram 5.7. What is it? A 345 cubic inch engine. Whereas which I think is a lot more powerful than my last Dodge Ram that had a 5.9 360 cubic inch engine. But is it is 4.8 an LS? I thought it was like a 4.6. I know the 5.3 and the 6.0. And I know Dodge makes a 6.2 Hemi because that's normally like the Hellcats. That's a 6.2 Hemi supercharged, which is what they make the Hellcat, which is 707 horsepower. But like Rob Z, he's got a... Oh, man, I'm going to totally misquote this because I haven't talked to him in a while. I think it's a 6.2 Hemi that he's got in there. If it's not, it's a 6.1 or a 6.0 Hemi. But I want to say it's a 6.2 Hemi. But no, I thought the LS was a 4.6. Yeah, 4.6 Vortec V6, because the Vortec was that like weird intake that they had that like made a vortex when it came in. But now I'm right behind you there, JT. It's been long enough. I think I'm coming up on 4 hours doing a live stream. And so if you're going to be hanging around next week, JT, let me know. Hop on and hang out with us. All right. So Cemetery says he's got a 4.8. So I know I had a 4.6 and it was a V6. So maybe you're talking 4.8 as in, because I know Dodge had a 4.8. That was the smaller engine, like the Dodge Ram. 2001 Dodge Ram I had, you could get a 5.9 or you could get a 4.8. The 4.8 was the small V8. The 5.9 was the 360 V8. But 4.3 for the, maybe that's, yeah, maybe you're right there. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe it was the 4.3 that I was running in my work truck, because that was a GM and it was a Chevy. I loved that truck. That thing went through everything. But yeah, sweet, man. Hell yeah. Come hang out next week, Bear. And same thing, Cemetery. Why don't you hop on next week or Monday or whatever? But all right, I think I'm just boring people right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and hop off of here. And yeah, it's been a long live stream. And yeah, I think that's good enough for right now. So, well, I'm kind of eager to hop off because I really got to like take a whiz. So, and if I leave, there's no point. But leaving the live stream going, might as well just end it. But yeah, here let's see how cute she looks. Oh, look at that. Looking so cute over there. Oh, that's my cutie little puppy. That's my little baby. So, all right, that's it. I'm going to hop off of here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to do one of the thumbs down below, whatever you feel means the most to you. And yeah, Mondays and Fridays is usually when I go live. So if you want to hang out, come check me out. Ring the bell. That way you get notifications for when I go live. And I'll catch y'all later. See you.